You've given me every reason, every excuse. I was so special to you at first, Mitch, but now all I read is rejection.
Oh, you're still very special to me, baby, very. I think about you a lot. It's just that after all that time in prison without a woman, I'm just worried that maybe what I'm feeling for you is just lust, and that wouldn't be fair to you.
But don't you understand, Mitch? I lust after you, too. I want you. I'll do anything you want. Anything at all.
My, you are a different kind of girl than I thought you were. You're very rebellious and impetuous.
Would you rather have a ball of putty?
I didn't say that. I just want to make sure that when we go to bed, it's for the right reason.
Or what? God won't approve? Or was I right the first time about Tina? You don't want to punish her. You just want her back.
I don't want Tina. She's wrong for my ministry.
Haven't I proven to you how much I can do for you? I can be everything to you that Tina was, only more. Because I believe in you. I'll be beside you on every crusade. And the one thing I won't do is I won't turn against you the way she did. I've got everything you want, Mitch. Everything.
Well, if the Lord wants us together, he'll let us know.
Oh. And what do you think he'll do? Climb down from a mountain with my name on a tablet? I'm here now, Mitch, and you have to decide. If you want to forget about me, just say it.
Shall we start off with a drink?
Sure, I could take,
White wine spritzer.
Yeah.
Been thinking about you.
This really was a nice decision to come here. Good choice.
Yeah? Thanks for giving me another chance, Lita. Because I really like you, and I hope to see a lot more of you.
So hard for me to believe that this is the same Dr. Cool Josh Hall that was on my case all the time. He really mellowed out. Good.
Well, maybe we both mellowed. But I think that we both liked each other a lot and maybe just didn't admit it. What'll it be, folks? White wine spritzer, please.
And a dry white one.
Hey, you remembered mine.
Yuppie drink, huh?
Yeah, second after white wine spritzer. So, have you heard about your dear friend Tina Lord?
My friend.
Mm-hmm. Somebody likes her out there. She just got engaged.
Is he dumb enough to marry her?
Not dumb, just blind. Richard Abbott of the Banner.
Ma, if everything is okay, why is he still in the operating room?
Well, they're finishing up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the details.
Maybe something went wrong, huh?
No. Now, Dr. Wallach said everything went fine.
Yeah, but that was a while ago. Why hasn't he told us anything else?
Give them a chance. They will. Cool. Now, I know you're worried about your father, but I think something else is troubling you.
Well, forget it, Mom.
Is it Tina?
I said, forget it.
Cord, we've had enough misery and pain since we've come to land here. Now, is there going to be more?
No, there won't be. Tina and I are finished. I guess that'll make you real happy. I asked her about her engagement to Richard, and she admitted it. I'm not going to see her anymore.
Well, Cord, now you know it's for the better.
Yeah. I also hear that it feels pretty good when you stop banging your head against the wall, too.
Well, now, you know it does get better. Look, when Pa's ready to travel and we get back to the ranch, everything is going to be behind us, and we're going to...
Wait a second here, Mom. I never said anything about going back home. I haven't decided about that yet.
But, Cord, there's nothing left for you here.
What about my job?
Oh, you could find a job in El Paso.
Not like this, Ma. The Banner is a major daily newspaper. Now, come on, any photographer would love to have a job like that. I'm not sure I'm ready to throw that away.
Oh, Cord.
And Clint Buchanan has been real good to me. Maybe I owe him something. Maybe I owe myself something. Yeah, I just haven't decided yet, Ma. Let's just see how things go here.
Stop.
Well, everything's fine. We've just moved him into recovery now.
Can we get a chance to see him?
Well, not right now. He's still under anesthesia. His condition is still delicate, but we're very pleased with his strength. He has a tremendous will to live. Cord, why don't you take your mother back to the hotel? Looks like she could use some rest, too.
That is exactly what I was planning on doing, Doc. Thanks.
Doctor, you will call us if anything changes.
Absolutely, I certainly will.
Thanks.
You get a good night's rest.
Thanks.
Thanks again.
I'll head over this.
Richard, I was sure that you'd rejected me. I was lonely in Cord. Well, Cord and I went out for a few dates in El Paso, but that was the end of it.
Really? Well, it takes more than a couple of dates to make a guy flip out.
Look, I really wish you'd try and understand this. I felt rejected by you, so Cord and I... We didn't do very much. We just went to a fireman's banquet, you know, a dance. We did the Texas two-step. We went for a drive. That is it. And you have to believe me.
Oh, you never kissed? You never touched?
I don't really like this third degree here.
You're engaged to me, Tina. Now, you want me to believe that another man has been following you around the country, and the only thing that happened was a Texas two-step? Give me a break.
Why don't you try and understand? I felt rejected, all right? And he was there, and I kissed him. I did. But that was it. And then when you came to El Paso to bring me back here, it was the happiest day of my life. And that's when I swore that I was never going to see him again.
Well, he's here.
Richard, I am trying to explain this to you.
Why do I have to pull everything out of you? First, there was nothing between you and Cord. Then you admit that you dated. Then you tell me that you kissed him. Now, what else has happened, Tina? Or do I have to figure that one out myself, too?
I didn't sleep with him, if that's what you're implying.
Well, you might as well have. In fact, you still can, for all I care.
Richard, don't say that, please.
All these months now, I have been the one person in this town to defend you. I've overlooked your past. I've tried to understand you. I've even explained you to your enemies. I've tried to make them realize that you hurt them out of self-protection. That deep down, you were the same wounded teenager that was lashing out at a world that was causing you so much pain. And that you actually regretted the pain that you were causing them. But you have no real regrets, do you, Tina?
How can you be so cruel to me?
Because I don't understand how you can keep working behind people's backs. Especially with someone like me. Someone that you're supposed to love. All that talk about love and honesty. That was nothing but lip service. All for my benefit, wasn't it?
No, that's not true.
Then where is the truth? You didn't give it to me. I had to drag it out of you, bit by bit. If I hadn't run into Cord, you would have kept right on lying.
Richard, I never lied to you.
You kept me from knowing about Cord, and that's the same thing. So, what else have you been keeping from me, Tina? What other lies have been rushing around that devious brain of yours?
Richard, please, you're the only man I care about. You're my entire life. There's never going to be anybody else. The reason I didn't tell you is because I didn't want to ruin everything, that's all. I didn't want it to go wrong.
Well, it sure has, hasn't it? What a sap I was to believe in you. Well, I won't make that same mistake again.
How long were you planning on leaving me here alone?
Allison, you're the one who walked away from me, remember? I just wanted to give you a little time so you could think things out.
Well, I have. And it's more clear than ever. You want Tina back again.
I don't.
Don't try to deny it. I've seen that look in your eye whenever her name comes up. But I don't really care anymore because Tina's out of the picture.
What are you talking about?
I just overheard at the bar that Tina Lord just got engaged to one of the editors at the Banner. Richard Abbott.
You think I'm going to let you walk off into the sunset, Tina? Well, think again. I'll destroy you first if it's the last thing I do.
But lucky for you, there's someone waiting right here on the rebound. I'm not proud, nor am I ashamed to admit that I'm ready and willing. Oh, Mitch, all you have to do is take me.
Nasty, nasty boy, give me a nasty groove. Oh, you nasty boy, nasty. Nasty boys, let me see your nasty body move. Nasty boys. How do girls like this? Listen up.
No need to announce me, Emma.
Jonathan.
That cop outside your door checked my ID a half a dozen times before he let me inside.
Perhaps that's because he's doing his job, unlike some people.
Well, when I went to bed last night, there wasn't any signal outside your window. What in the hell happened here?
I decided to go to Herb's victory party. When he was in the middle of his acceptance speech, he found a note from Paul Kendall in among his index cards.
Well, Dorian, you should have called me right away. Look, you hired me to protect you. Why don't you give me a chance to do my job?
Oh, good morning, darling. Hello, John. Glorious morning, don't you agree?
Emma, I'm so glad you came right over.
Well, you don't look very glad. Hey, did you eat this morning? Did you sleep last night? Tina, honey, I haven't seen you looking like this.
No, I've never been like this before.
Well, I don't understand that. I mean, you finally have everything you've ever wanted. Saw the announcement this morning in the Banner of your engagement to Richard. Tina, does this have anything to do with Richard's call to Asa last night?
Richard called Asa?
Yes, he called to cancel a dinner the four of us are supposed to have. Didn't you know that?
No, but it figures no dinner, no engagement, and no wedding.
What? Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Pam, it's the same old story, all right? I have everything I want right in the palm of my hands, and I just let it slip right away.
But how?
Oh, don't worry. I find a way. I have lost Cord, and now I have lost Richard. Pam, this time I have really destroyed my entire life.
All right, now we can go with the stock shot of Stan Willard, or we can go with that picture I got last night in jail when they cut him down.
Pretty grim, don't you think?
Well, it's a grim story. I mean, the guy tried a prison break, failed, and a few days later, he's hanging from the cell.
Some people might say good riddance.
Some people might say even a con's got a right to live.
The story called it a possible suicide, Cord.
Roberts, I want to talk to you. Yeah, in a minute, Richard. We're working on this Willard thing.
I don't give a damn what you're doing. You and I are going to talk now.
Pardon me? Look, you may be managing editor, but I would like to know just who the hell you think you're talking to.
You haven't heard anything yet, pal. Now, just what the hell is going on between you and Tina?
Formulas and more formulas.
All right, okay. Listen, so they're just a bunch of chemical equations to me, too. But in the hands of an expert, they might give us the clue we need.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful. I know you went through a lot of risks to get these out of Barron's office.
Yeah, you'll never know how much I risk.
We still can't prove that these formulas add up to a drug that would make a horse run faster. That can't be detected.
Okay, you're right. We can't prove it. But I've got a friend over at the Landview Hospital. Now, if I give her these papers and have her analyze them...
Well, let's go for it. Maybe she can come up with something.
Yeah, I almost hope she doesn't.
Mike, we're dealing with a lot more here than fixing races and dragging horses. We're talking about Charlie's murder.
Hey, I haven't forgotten.
You still want to nail the man responsible, don't you?
Of course I do. It's just that I hope the man that we're after turns out to be somebody else.
Well, I know you're not worried about Barron, so it must be his daughter.
Look, don't get me wrong, Brad. If Barron set up Charlie, I'll nail him to the wall, but don't think I'll enjoy it, especially when I have to explain it to Lisa.
You can still bow out if you want to.
No way. Look, just forget it, man.
Excuse me, Mr. Vernon, I'm afraid I have to ask a favor.
Sure, what is it?
Well, since you tend to come and go a great deal, I wonder if you'd mind giving up your room for a while.
Well, my comings and goings are over. I was planning on staying here indefinitely.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You see, we had a request for a rather large block of rooms.
And you need my room, too?
All the rooms in the hotel have been reserved by Mr. Mitch Lawrence.
And then Richard came in here and saw Cord in here with me right here in this room.
You mean you, Cord, and Richard were all in the same room?
Face to face. And I could see Richard looking at Cord, and then he'd look at me, and you could see he was trying to read between the lines.
But there wasn't anything to read. Was there?
Of course not. But you try and tell him that. He automatically just started assuming the worst.
Oh, Tina.
Yeah, so the same old thing happens, right? I'm just about to have all my dreams come true, and then bang. Catastrophe.
Oh, come on now. It can't be as bad as all that.
Oh, no, you're right. No, you're right. It is worse. Actually, before Richard even showed up here, Cord made me promise to tell him.
Tell him what?
To tell him everything. To tell him about the time we spent together in El Paso and our feelings for when it... I mean, Cord's feelings for me and why he followed me up to Landview. And Cord made me promise that if I didn't tell him, well, then he would.
Did you?
I tried. But I've never seen Richard so jealous. He's convinced the Cord and I are having an affair.
Did you tell him the Cord was the one that was doing the pursuing, not you?
Yes, and I tried to make him understand that the only reason I was even with Cord at all was because I felt so rejected by him.
Oh, great. That must have had some effect on him.
Well, it did. It did until I admitted that I let Cord kiss me once.
You didn't.
Look, it was just one kiss, that's all. I mean, nothing happened anything more than that, and I certainly didn't intend to lead Cord on so he'd think that we could have some sort of future together.
I could just see Richard now and that wounded look on his face.
Oh, please don't remind me, okay? I don't want to see it. It wasn't my fault.
Does it make any difference whose fault it is? You don't want to lose Richard, do you?
Tim, why are you suddenly so interested in all this?
It's just a question of family.
It is?
I hate the idea that Cord can ruin things for you and Richard.
Well, so do I, but what can I do?
Well, I don't know. There are lots of things you do. You've wriggled out of lots of other situations like this before.
I have?
Of course you have. You're Tina Lord. My goodness, you're a natural-born fighter. I mean, who was it that told me that I was supposed to stand up and fight for everything I wanted? Now, would I have gotten Asa back as my husband if you hadn't been out there in that corner urging me on?
Well, no,
All right, then. I'm going to just return the favor. Tina, no more tears and no more regrets. You stand up and fight for what you want.
Look, Hal, I don't owe you any kind of explanation.
The hell you don't. Tina and I are engaged to be married. I find you in her room. Now, doesn't that warrant some kind of an explanation?
If I were engaged to her, I might try talking to her.
I've already talked to Tina. This is between you and me.
Oh, so you want me to make up a story here, right? Is that what you want? Well, look, I'm not going to play your game, Hal.
Damn it, Cord, stop pretending there's nothing between you. Now, I already know everything that happened in Texas.
If you knew everything, then why are you talking to me?
I only know Tina's side of the story. I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, so you won't even take your fiancé's word for it. Then why the hell are you marrying her?
I happen to love her. And what I'd like to know, no, what I demand to know is if you love her too.
That is none of your damn business.
Oh, is that how they say yes in Texas?
Look, I have had it with protecting your feelings, pal. Yeah, I love her. And I don't care who knows about it either.
Well, that's an honest answer for a change.
I never lied about that.
Didn't you?
Look, I didn't come sneaking into Landview. From day one, I told you exactly how I felt about this woman I found in El Paso.
Only you conveniently left out her name.
And it's because she begged me to do it that way. I didn't want it like that. Look, it's better this way anyway.
Better for whom?
Better for everyone, because at least now we know where we stand.
Oh, it's as simple as that, huh?
I didn't say it was simple, Richard.
I have to work with a guy who's secretly in love with a girl I'm going to marry? Oh, that's terrific.
Hey, there is no big secret here anymore, Richard, all right? Look, if you can't deal with that, that is your problem, not mine. And if you can't deal with the fact that you have to work with me, maybe you better quit your job at the Banner and just find another one.
You got this all wrong, pal. If anyone's going to quit, it's going to be you.
Me?
Well, like you said, we know where we stand. Now, for Tina's sake and for everybody else's, I think it's time that you moved on.
My room to Mitch Lawrence.
Well, they say it's for a good cause.
The only cause Mitch Lawrence believes in is Mitch Lawrence. You told him to find another room in Statesville Prison,
Look,
right?
I wish you didn't feel that way, but we've already promised the rooms to Mr. Lawrence.
You did what?
He needs the rooms right away.
Excuse me, but what does he need all those rooms for?
That's a good question. I mean, what does an ex-con without a dime to his name need with an entire hotel?
Well, it's all part of his room at the inn campaign.
Room at the inn campaign?
The way I understand it, Mr. Lawrence is providing shelter to the homeless.
Well, where's he getting his backing? These rooms aren't exactly cheap, you know.
Well, frankly, Mr. Vernon, the management doesn't know who's funding the project, and we really don't care.
Don't know, don't care. I suppose you like being taken over by a con artist.
The Waterside Inn is in the business of renting rooms, not checking pedigrees. This is the first time we've had this hotel fully booked since we've opened our doors.
Well, I'm very happy for you and your new clientele.
Look, if you don't mind, have your things out by the end of the day.
Be my pleasure, believe me.
Listen, Brad, If you need a place to crash, there's always my couch, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you up on that. First, I'm gonna find out what Mitch Lawrence is up to.
Okay, listen, I'll leave you to that. I better get these formulas analyzed.
Yeah, let me know if your friend at the lab comes up with anything, all right?
Listen, now that you're one of the homeless, how do I get in touch with you?
Well, Mitch Lawrence hasn't kicked me out yet. I'll be here by the time you're done.
Got you.
Mike, if those formulas should point a finger at Barron.
Hey, listen. Daughter or no daughter, we'll make Bart Barron pay for what he did to Charlie.
Good morning, Lisa.
Oh, morning.
Before I see my husband, is there anything I should know?
Well, I was just checking his charts this morning, and he slept through the night without any additional medication.
Uh-huh. What about his condition?
Well, according to the charts, all his vital signs are good this morning.
That is good.
You okay?
Oh, well, I'll be fine once I see him. Is he awake?
When I saw him 10 minutes ago, he was wide awake in his room. And you know what he asked me? The very first thing he said? Where's my Maria?
Oh, then I better hurry.
I know you're anxious to see him, but keep the visit short. He needs all the rest you can get.
I understand. Could you do me a favor? Could you call my son Cord at the Banner and tell him his father's fine, but I'd like him to join me here as soon as he can get away.
Mrs. Roberts, it would be my pleasure. Now go kiss your husband good morning.
Thanks.
So that's what this is all about, huh? You don't give a damn about finding out about the truth. All you want to do is start throwing your weight around.
Hey, hold on here. It was you who suggested that I quit the Banner, remember?
And you were the one who said you couldn't work with a guy who had feelings for Tina.
Look, just put yourself in my place for a minute.
I am not in your place, Richard. You have got her, I don't, and you don't deserve her. And if you want more than that, you can have my job, too.
All right, Cord, just hold on.
I will save you the trouble of firing me, big shot. I quit.
But just cool off, will you?
The hell I will. I will not apologize for feeling the way I do about Tina.
Nobody's asking you to. Look, when I came here today, I was ready to blame you for everything. Well, I was wrong. Yeah, miracle of miracles, I admit it.
So what, now you expect me to say that I'm sorry about everything that happened in Texas?
No, I don't. I can't blame you for falling for Tina. I know from personal experience that it's easy to do. Now, if anything, I'm angry with her for lying to me about it.
All she was trying to do was keep people from getting hurt.
Yeah, well, we both know that that's impossible. And I'm sorry that you have to be the one that gets
You
hurt.
can save the sympathy, all right?
Look, Cord, I'm just trying to tell you that I feel bad.
Forget it. It's fine, all right? Just fine.
If that's how you want it?
That's the way it is. Look, Richard, there's one thing I need to know here. Now, can you forget everything that has gone down between us and still work with me?
I guess we'll both have to do some forgetting.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it a shot. How about you?
Yeah, all right, I'm willing to try on one condition.
Let's hear it.
I don't want to hear any talk about your engagement or your wedding.
Fair enough. Besides, Clint would hand me my head if I fired his latest discovery. City room. Yeah, hold on. It's the hospital.
Hello? Yeah, hi, Lisa. How's it? Yeah, okay. Tell my mom I'll be right there. Look, my mom needs me over at the hospital. A couple hours is all I need.
Look, take the rest of the day if you need it.
Thanks, Richard.
Pam, you know me. I would fight for what I want if only I knew what it...
Yes?
If only I knew what I wanted.
But I thought it was an easy choice.
Easy. But I feel like I am being torn in half. My heart is telling me to go with Cord, and then my head is telling me not to let Richard slip away.
And this time I think you better follow your head.
Wait a minute. Is this Pamela Buchanan that I'm talking to here that's telling me to listen to my head instead of my heart? You who did her damnedest to hold on to Asa because you loved him and nothing else mattered?
Well, I've learned a lot since then. Look, I don't think you want to throw away your entire future for some kind of momentary physical gratification.
Wow. You really are something, you know. You say one thing and then you do another.
Look, can we just get back to Richard?
No. No, I think we ought to get back to why you're so interested in who I choose.
Because I told you, I just think it's best for everybody.
You think it's best for everybody? The same way you think it's best for everybody if you help support Mitch Lawrence.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, what does one thing have to do with the other? Tina?
Because I am trying to get to know and to understand you. I mean, I heard this ridiculous thing that you gave money to Mitch so he could set himself up in the Waterside Inn.
He got beaten up and he had no place to go. He was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, trouble that he richly deserved. You know what that man did to me?
Yes. I've already heard all the stories.
Pam, they are not stories. The man abused me. He tied me up. He tried to rape me. My God, you're sympathetic to him and you think I'm going to take your advice?
Tina, I don't expect you to forgive Mitch Lawrence, but the fact is he saved my father's life.
Great. And I'm sure he did that because there's a means to the end there.
Yeah. You've got him convicted, tried, and executed. Doesn't the man deserve a second chance?
A man, yes. A monster, no.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. I was just raised to look for the best in people.
Then you could look for the rest of your life to try to find the best in Mitch Lawrence, and you won't find it.
Oh, great, Tina. You know, what you are forgetting is that my father is a man of God, and he has saved more souls that were more corrupt, more lost than Mitch Lawrence's soul ever was.
Mitch does not have a soul. You're talking about him like he's a human being. Pamela, you have no idea who this man is.
Every one of God's creatures deserves love and forgiveness, Tina.
Yeah, every one, but not him.
Look, I'm not going to stay here. I'm just not going to listen to this. I don't have to go through this.
Fine, then I don't have to listen to your advice either.
Well, you better listen to somebody, Tina. Because Richard Abbott is a very good man. And it would be very lucky for you if you would get to spend the rest of your life with him. And you even might. And get past that bitter little heart of yours.
Yeah, Pamela, at least I have a heart, not like your friend Mitch Lawrence. You know, he's not such an angel. You know, he didn't commit just one murder. Maybe there's another one. His friend, Stan Willard, the so-called suicide. I tell you, Pam, the DA is going to put Mitch right back in jail. And he doesn't have a prayer.
You know, if what you say about Lawrence is true, you're going to have your hands full.
Well, it has to be true. I was at the prison the day Stan Willard tried to break out. He would have killed anybody to be free, but he most certainly would never kill himself.
Suspicion's not enough, which is why I have to get down to the office. I would like nothing better than to pin Willard's death on Mr. Lawrence.
You know, from the way it sounds, Herb, that's going to be a lot of work and a lot of time involved.
Oh, thank you for your concern, but don't worry, I'll still have time for Dorian's case.
Thank you, Herb, so much for taking care of me. I'm very grateful.
All in the line of duty, my darling. Now, John, while I'm gone, think you could keep an eye on the lady, make sure she stays out of harm's way?
Well, I came down here to escort her to the television station, Herb, and if the lady doesn't think that I'm up to the challenge, she can hire another private detective.
Oh, well.
Don't be silly. Why, I'm very grateful for your help. Herb was just teasing, wasn't you, Herb? Herb, I don't want to keep you from your work, not one more minute. You go out there and get the goods on Mitch Lawrence.
Right. Okay. Now, if you need something, you call me.
Of course I will. Thank you so much for looking out after me last night.
Anytime, darling. John, take care of her. Precious cargo.
Moved in by now, huh?
Yes, sir. The Commodore suite.
Penthouse. Oh, the religion business is paying pretty good these days, huh?
You're telling me Mr. Lawrence just called room service. Breakfast for 2.
Mitch, why do I get the feeling you're not up there praying?
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart.
Did you hear anything?
Well, Mitch Lawrence has found religion, but he hasn't lost his touch. He just moved into the penthouse.
Humble man of God. That's Mitch Lawrence.
We just have to figure out what a scam is, find out who's giving him money.
I think I already have a start on that.
You found out something?
I spoke to one of his new benefactors, Mrs. Inez McFarland.
Yeah, I've seen her here at the inn. She's been a guest here forever.
Yeah, she's a really sweet lady. Her mind tends to wander a little bit. The trouble is that she's wandering towards the direction of Mitch Lawrence.
She's giving him money?
Would you believe her entire life savings?
Oh, my. Did you try and talk her out of it?
Well, Brad, you know, she's been a widow for about 20 years. She's been ill and alone for as long as she can remember, and she came to Mitch Lawrence for a little hope.
Yeah, hope at a price.
Yeah.
I've been a very religious man myself, but I've always respected people who are. Hate to see a charlatan like Mitch Lawrence get away with this.
I know, promising things they can't deliver. Just hurts innocent people. By the way, what happened to those formulas that Mike took out of Barron's office?
He's got a friend at the hospital who's going to analyze them, see if that drug turns out to be something that can make a horse run faster.
Well, then you could prove that Barron was behind Charlie's death.
Not quite, but be one step closer than we are now.
You miss it, don't you? I mean, the track and the horses and all the excitement.
You know me pretty well, don't you? Yeah, when I started out, it was just Lucky Opal and enjoying a run a race,
But now that they've suspended you, it's more than a passing interest, isn't
yeah,
it?
well, 60 days is a long time to spend on the sidelines, especially for something I didn't do.
But the good news is that Lucky Opal has recovered from the drugs, right?
She's ready. She could run. All I do have to do is find another owner for her to run under. And stop me if you've heard this one before, but how would you like to own a racehorse?
Well, my first priority, for more than one reason, is to get Barron.
Come on, Jessica, friend to friend. Have I ever asked you for anything?
Friend to friend? Yes, and it always gets me in trouble.
Come on, not this time, I swear.
That's what you said the last time, Mike.
Come on, look, I just need a little bit of your professional expertise, that's all.
I thought you said this had something to do with a story you were working on.
Well, it does. It's a secret top priority story. And since you work so much in the lab, I figured you could analyze these formulas for me. Lisa. What, are you still mad at me because I'm doing some work for your father? Look, I tried to explain.
I'm not interested.
Lisa.
Mike, where did you get these formulas anyway?
Oh, I can't tell you, you know, the First Amendment and all that, but what do you think? Do they mean anything to you?
What is he doing here?
Rivers? I thought he came here to talk to you. That is until he started putting the make on Jessica, or didn't you notice?
As if I don't have anything important to do. Well, you sure got here fast enough.
Hey, when you said my pa was ready for visitors, I just came running.
Yeah, but it's got to be a short visit, because he's still in ICU.
ICU? Lisa, I
He
thought that
had a
everything
good
was...
morning. Look, so well.
Oh, yeah. Your dad had a pretty restful night last night.
Does that mean I could just go right in?
Look, Cord, sure, man. Go right in, but like Lisa said, don't stay too long, okay?
Yeah, I won't. Hey, thank you guys really for everything. It's been great.
What do you know that I don't?
I gotta get back to my rounds.
Is something wrong with Mr. Roberts?
I don't want to get into this with you.
I've been involved with this case just as long as you have. Don't you think I have a right to know?
You want to know the truth? Everything is far from all right with Mr. Roberts.
Oh, no.
They got some more tests to run, but everything points to an irregular heart rhythm.
Well, isn't there anything they can do?
Dr. Oltl has him hooked up to a heart monitor. We're watching him as closely as we can, but when a man's heart rhythm is uncontrolled...
We could lose him.
Yes, that's a definite possibility.
And I told Cord and his mother he was all right.
Yeah, well, Dr. Nichols is waiting for him, and I guess he'll break the news to him.
But you know how Mrs. Roberts is. If she's only the slightest upset when she goes in to see her husband, he'll sense it. And how will that affect his chances?
Yeah, you're right, Lisa, you're right. What the man needs is a positive, peaceful environment. That's where you can be of some help. Listen, like I said, I got to get back to my rounds. But if you could just have a talk with Cord and his mother, see to it that they stay calm, okay?
I'll do my best.
That's good, because the four man's chances are very slim.
Sweetheart, as much as I would like to, I can't blame Barron for Pete losing the election.
All right, he's partly to blame. The rest is on me.
What did you do?
It's what I didn't do. I wasn't a high-class call girl. Does anyone want to believe the truth? No. It's a lot more fun to believe the lies that Roxy spread about me and the intruder.
Sweetheart, in the first place, I didn't meet anybody that believed Roxy's story. And in the second place...
You were not in the voting booth when they pulled down that lever. When they saw the name O'Neill, I know it reminded them of that stupid headline, Naughty But Niece. Another vote for Herb Callison, thanks to me.
Can I finish now?
Yes.
In the second place, I don't think one lousy headline about you decided the race for DA.
Okay, Mr. Expert, what did?
Pete lost himself, and if he had it to do over again, he'd do the exact same thing, namely punch Mitch Lawrence right in the sanctified mouth.
No, that should never have happened.
Are you kidding? It's the best thing that happened to Brother Lawrence since he came back to Landview.
Nothing good has happened since he's come back. Not to my family, anyway. Ask Pete if he's happy that he lost the election. And Dee Dee, she's so furious at Joy right now for being taken in by Mitch. Joy's upset because Dee Dee came down on her so hard. The O'Neills are not a happy family right now because of brother Mitch Lawrence.
Because I don't understand how you can keep working behind people's backs. Especially with someone like me, someone that you're supposed to love. All that talk about love and honesty, that was nothing but lip service. All for my benefit, wasn't it?
No, that's not true.
Then where is the truth? You didn't give it to me. I had to drag it out of you, bit by bit. If I hadn't run into Cord, you would have kept right on lying.
Richard, I never lied to you.
You kept me from knowing about Cord, and that's the same thing. So, what else have you been keeping from me, Tina? What other lies have been rushing around that devious brain of yours?
Richard. Richard, look at me.
Tina, you shouldn't have come.
Look, I knew you'd say that, and I know you're going to say a lot of things before. I am finished, but I have something I have to say to you, Richard.
Look, Tina, please.
No, Richard, please. Now, you have to listen to me. I'll just say this, and then I will go. Richard, I love you, and I think you love me. Isn't that all that matters?
You're up to this?
Just hold my hand.
What are you two whispering about over there? Come on over here so I can see you.
Here we are. Me and your son.
My son. Come on over here a little closer. Well, I'm not contagious, am I?
Hello, pal. You're just fine. Just fine. Wow, doesn't he look great?
Just great.
Yeah, we talked to Dr. Nichols, and he said that you came through that operation like Sam Houston came through San Jacinto.
As I recall, Sam Houston won the Battle of San Jacinto. The way I feel right now, I must be on the losing side.
Yeah, well, he said that's to be expected for a while. Ain't that right, Ma?
Yeah. You know, Dr. Nichols says it takes a while to recover from major surgery. She says you need a lot of rest and lots of tender, loving care.
A bowl of 5-alarm chili wouldn't hurt. A good cigar.
Now you're talking. That's what I told Dr. Nichols, too. I said, hey, you don't know my pa. He's going to be back in the saddle in no time.
Yeah, I'd settle for that old hammock on the back porch.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you back there, Pa. Just be able to snooze those days away. Right, Ma?
You bet.
What is it, Maria?
What do you mean?
Honey, you don't think I know you by now? What is it you're not telling me?
Oh, really? Well, it's not for me to say. Cord, why don't you tell your father the news about you and Tina?
What's this about you and Tina, son?
Well, this news really cheered me up, and I think it'll cheer you up, son. Go on, Cord, tell him.
Pa, you see, it's all over between Tina and me.
All over?
Yeah, she's engaged to someone else.
Well, now, Cord knows that this is going to hurt for a little while, but he agreed that it's really for the better. And I thought maybe you feel the same way, too, right, Al?
Son.
Look, Pa, I gotta be going here, you know?
Son, you just got here.
Yeah, I know, but I promised Dr. Nichols that I wasn't gonna get you all riled up here. I'd better get over the Banner. You know, I haven't been by there much this week.
I understand. Okay, you go on back to the Banner. I'll be okay.
Yeah, I know you will, Pa. I know you will. We'll see you in a little bit.
Dr. Crandall in the lab, please. Oh, no message. I just need to ask him some questions about some strange formulas. I'll try to find him in the cafeteria. Thank you.
What's the big secret? Just some formulas, no big...
I just spoke with Cord and his mother before they went in to see Mr. Roberts. I think they understand everything. I just hope I didn't get them too upset.
Lisa, check this out a second.
Sure, what is it?
It's just some formulas, but look at the handwriting. Does that look familiar?
Sure, it's my father's. No one else writes like him. Josh Hall, what are you doing with my father's notes?
Hey, take it easy. I didn't steal them or anything.
Yeah, but these are from his private notebooks. I know. He never lets them out of his sight.
Cool it. I did not take them, but I think I know who did.
Who?
Remember we saw Mike Rivers talking with Jessica? He gave her these pages.
Are you sure?
Would I make something up like that?
Yeah, well, why would Mike have copies of my father's formulas?
Lisa, Mike is your friend, not mine. Why don't you ask him?
No. Because if he's capable of stealing, he's also capable of lying to cover it up. No. To find this out, Josh, I gotta go straight to the source.
Richard, there is no point in lying or playing games here. I told you that I love you. Now the question is, do you love me?
Look, Tina, this isn't the place.
Well, this is the place where we happen to be. Now, do you love me?
I can't just say that...
Yeah, well, you have to now. If the answer is yes, then we'll... I don't know how, but we'll work everything out somehow. And if the answer is no, then I'll just walk out of here. I'll walk right out of your life, and you never have to look at me again. So, Richard, what is it? Is it yes or no?
You risked a lot putting it that way.
I'm well aware of that.
I'll be risking something, too, no matter how I answer you. Which is why I have to know. If I should say yes, will you give me some kind of assurance, Tina?
Richard, when you're in love, there are no assurances.
Look, I have to know where I stand with you, Tina. Now, are you willing to give me your word that you will never lie to me again?
Richard, I never meant to lie to you in the first place, and I never will again.
Does that include never keeping from another man your love for me?
I would never do that to you.
Not even Cord Roberts?
Cord knows how I feel about you, and I can't help it, how other men might feel about me.
Well, you could try a little harder not to encourage them.
Richard, the point is that I love you and that you love me. Now, that's all that matters.
Oh, Tina, I only wish that were true.
But it can be, Richard. You just close your eyes and wish that we'll have a long and happy life together. Richard, I already asked you the question. The answer is up to you.
Yes.
Oh, what did you say?
I said yes.
Oh, Richard, I do love you.
And I love you. I always have, and I always will.
Much too long. And so much has happened. The excitement in Vienna, and of course your baby on the way.
Well, I'm fine in Vienna's long ago, but what's wrong with you?
Me?
There's a policeman on guard outside your door.
Yes, that. Well, it's just a precaution.
Against what?
Vicky, I'm sorry, but this is going to sound like a cheap paperback novel, but I am the victim of somebody's very warped imagination, somebody from the far distant past.
Have you been threatened?
Several times. Please, sit down. Really, you didn't come here to talk about my problems.
Well, no, I didn't, but you're much more important. Can I help you?
It's very kind of you to offer, but I know that you've got so much on your mind.
What? My mind is a total blank. I have nothing on my mind. Tell me about the threats. Maybe we can fight them together.
What? Dorian and Vicky together for the first time? Yes, why not?
It all started when I found this note taped to my front door.
So, Dee, you want to go to a movie and then get a pizza? Dee.
Oh, sweetie, I'm not in the mood for a movie, thanks.
Would you just throw that flyer away?
Sure, just like I threw the whole election away.
Come on, you managed a great campaign. Is it your fault that somebody spread all those lies about Connie? Can we just cheer things up around here?
Well, so much for the new and improved district attorney's office. Wow. God.
What do you say we don't talk about anything serious? And maybe you can talk this one into going to a movie with us.
What? Well, I don't feel like going to a movie.
Nobody's in the mood to do anything tonight. Wasn't Herb any help at all?
He talks a good game. But that didn't bring the police any closer to cracking the case.
All right, so we won't go to a movie. We'll just do dinner, all right? Didn't they even question Mitch Lawrence?
Yeah, but he's got an airtight alibi.
And Herb's just going to leave it at that?
Oh, no. He promises to throw the entire weight of the district attorney's office behind the case. But promises won't put Mitch Lawrence back in Statesville.
Well, then we'll have to do it ourselves, whatever it takes.
Can we please stop talking about Mitch Lawrence? You guys are becoming obsessed with the man. Can't you find anything better to talk about?
So, Tina's wish has finally come true. She's gonna marry the man who can give her everything she wants. Richard Abbott, no less. Managing editor of the Banner and Vicky Buchanan's relative. Not a bad parlay, Teen. Money, family, prestige. Only thing is, it's not gonna be worth a thing if you can't share it. I didn't waste a year of my life in the slammer so you could wind up with all the marbles.
Here we are. One for you, and one for me, and another for me.
Allison, my dear, not here.
Who's always telling me to love my fellow man? I'm just taking your message to heart and... What's this?
No, that's nothing.
A tape recorder? My brother Lawrence, are you composing another sermon?
Hey, you still worried about those formulas, Lisa?
Josh, I just don't get it. Why would Mike steal my father's note and then give them to Jessica to be analyzed?
Who said anything about stealing? We both know Mike was working some PR for your dad.
No, these are from my father's private notebook. What do they have to do with public relations? He stole them. I know he stole them, and I'm going to find out why.
All right, I have an idea about that, but you're not going to like it.
So let me decide that.
Industrial espionage.
You think Mike is spying for another drug company?
They'd pay a lot of money to find out what Baron Pharmaceuticals got in the works, you know.
No, I can't believe that Mike would do something like that.
You can't believe it or you don't want to believe it, Lisa. And if that's the case, why don't you just tear these up and forget about it?
I mean, my father's not my favorite person right now. But I don't like being used to steal his secrets. Oh, Dad is going to hit the roof when I tell him.
Listen, before you tell anybody, why don't you let me see if I can find out what these mean?
Well, do any of these look familiar to you?
No, they don't, but I know the right people to ask. And if you just let me get to the bottom of this, Lisa, you and I can tackle it together, okay? Cord.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how did your father seem?
Well, he's sleeping right now. He's still hooked up to all that electronic stuff. I don't like that.
Is your mom holding up okay?
Yeah, well, she's putting up a pretty good front. I told her to go back to the hotel and try to get some sleep.
Cord, let me give you some medical advice for you. Major illness like your dad's, I mean, it affects your whole family. Now, you're not doing anybody any good staying around this hospital.
Josh is right, yeah.
You need a night out. You need to go somewhere where you can unwind, let loose. How about Elmo's?
Well, thanks, but I really don't think I'm in the
You can
mood.
always let the nurses know where to be reached.
I appreciate what you're doing here, but...
Doctor's orders. Mr. Roberts, you see that lady over there? Lisa Barron? She doesn't know it yet, but I'm taking her to the hottest spot in Landview tonight. And you're going with us.
Okay.
In case you have forgotten, Mitch Lawrence pulled the trigger that killed your father.
Does it help to keep bringing it up?
It doesn't help to pretend that it didn't happen. Now, if that makes us obsessed, maybe you should be obsessed, too.
You guys think you're the only ones that suffered when Daddy died.
Well, it seems that way now, doesn't it?
Oh, come on now. This has nothing to do with his death. It's all because you lost the election. You've been wanting to put the blame on somebody, and you won't just admit it.
Now, you just wait a second. Now, I've been pretty patient with you up to now, but I'm starting to lose it.
It's not my fault you came in second.
Be quiet, Joy.
No, somebody's got to say it. You can't just keep making this family suffer just because you didn't get what you wanted.
I said be quiet. If anybody's making this family suffer, it's you and your stupid support of Mitch Lawrence.
Oh, so now I'm stupid.
Yes.
Well, now, I won't inflict myself on you any longer tonight.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going upstairs to change, and then I'm going to Elmo's. I don't want to hang around a couple of deadbeats like you guys.
Now, listen, I want to talk...
It's not her fault. Just let her go.
You said so yourself. She's the one that's pulling this family
It's
apart.
not her. It's Mitch Lawrence. She never acted like this until he came out from under his rock. I don't know. We've all been at each other's throats lately.
You're right. It won't do any good to argue with her. What we got to do, Dee Dee, is show her just what kind of a man that patron saint of hers really is.
Well, that's easier said than done.
I didn't say it was going to be easy. But Mitch Lawrence has hurt this family. And I intend to see that he never does it again.
Let me have that.
Mitch, I just want to hear what you've been working on.
It's not a sermon.
Oh, then what have you been recording?
Just thoughts, private thoughts. I call them my meditations. I hope one day to be able to compile them in a book and help other people learn from my mistakes.
That's a wonderful idea.
I think so. I think also we could maybe make it into a film. Yes, the story of a reformed ex-con battling the powers of evil. What do you think?
Well, I'm just glad you haven't reformed so far that you've given up on women. You had me worried for a little while there.
Allison, I only hesitated joining flesh to flesh to emphasize a point.
What point was that?
That our union should be spiritual as well as physical.
But you seem to change your mind after my revelation.
What revelation?
That your old friend Tina Lord is engaged to be married. After you heard that news, then you were ready to take me up to your room.
It had nothing to do with Tina. It's you, Allison. I've begun a new life. There's no room in my heart for regrets or revenge. There's only room for love.
No.
Brother Lawrence,
Mitch.
I got to give you my hand, sir. Willie's the name, and I can't thank you enough for your hospitality. Oh, when you think they're going to kick me out of here?
Willie, I want you to consider this place your home.
Oh, I don't mean such a big place.
No, I didn't mean this. I meant your room upstairs. Stay there as long as it takes you to regain your path to righteousness.
As long as all that? Brother, between you and me and the lamppost, I ain't never been much of one for religion.
Willie, you are here by the grace of God. Now, he asks nothing in repayment except that you praise his name.
Well, I guess I can manage that. Bless you, brother. Bless you.
Bless you, Willie.
Oh, doesn't it just give you a glow to see faith in action?
Yes, it does, and I'm certainly feeling a glow right now.
Pardon?
Allison, I have just had a sudden flash of inspiration. Now, what would you consider the biggest sin of iniquity in this town?
Elmo's?
Amen. Surely those disco-dancing fools and sinners are in need of my help, right? That'll give us much-needed contributions in return.
Oh, but Mitch, you've just put in a full day of work. You're not going to work at night, too.
Allison, I want you to race upstairs and put on your prettiest dress, and I'm going to show you that I'm not all work and no play.
You convinced me of that upstairs last night. Okay. I'll be right back, so don't go away.
Oh, I'll be right here. Sometimes there's God so quickly.
Tennessee Williams, a streetcar named Desire.
Really? I thought that was Paul, 1 Corinthians. Hi, my name is Mitch, and you are...
Just call me Maggie.
Maggie. I take it you're new to the flock. Something tells me that we are going to get along famously.
Oh, I thought that the moment I saw you.
Last night, there was another note from Paul Kendall that was stuck in the index cards that Herb was using for his acceptance speech.
Well, we have to put a stop to this.
I agree with you, Vicky, but
I mean it. We may not be able to fight terrorism on a global scale, but we can certainly start small here at home, and Paul Kendall has obviously become a terrorist.
Vicky, I've never quite seen you like this.
Dorian, we can't let him get away with this. We have to find him and stop him. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to write an open letter and put it on the front page of the banner. We will ask for help or any kind of information that anybody can give us to find him.
Well, that just might work.
Well, good. Then let's do it, all right? certainly a lot better than sitting around here waiting for the axe to fall.
Vicky, it's not just your offer of the open letter or any other specific action that you might take on my behalf. Truly, it is, what can I say? It's your enthusiasm that really matters so much to me.
But this is a matter of justice.
Oh, Vicky, it's much more than that. Let's face it. I mean, we've had some pretty rough moments together. And yet, right now, when I really badly need a friend, here you are, offering to help so enthusiastically.
I kind of figured that you'd be there for me if I needed you, right? Anyway, you're not alone. We can fight this thing together.
How am I so lucky to have such good friends?
Oh, good. Then I'm not the only one.
Isn't that surprising? Herb is helping me, and then I have this really special private detective that I've hired. So, I guess with all that help, Kendall doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you think she's going to go along with it?
I don't know. Might as well try it. It couldn't make anything worse.
True.
Were you just going to go out and not say goodbye?
I really don't want any more lectures tonight.
Honey, just give Pete a chance, all right?
Not if he's going to tell me that I should spend my life hating Mitch Lawrence. I'm sick and tired of hearing that.
Well, actually, I wasn't going to give you a lecture. I was going to apologize.
You were?
Yes, because you were right. I have been moping around here since I lost the election, and I'm sorry I took out my frustration, Julia.
We both are, sweetie. And you were right. It's not your fault that we came in second.
You guys never come in second with me. You know that?
And don't get mushy.
Oh, I didn't mean to start a fight or call you names or anything.
Oh, we know that.
You think I can ever forget about Daddy? Do you think I will ever forget what Mitch Lawrence did to all of us?
Wait. I really liked your idea about not mentioning Mitch, what's his name, for one night, okay?
Yeah, I like the part about forgetting about that election. You know,
Yes.
that part.
Yes. Oh, and also, we've been mulling over a very important question. We've given it a great deal of thought.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but
This sounds serious.
yes, it is, and it could change 3 lives.
I don't really want to know anything tonight.
Well, actually, what we wanted to know is how'd you like to go to Elmo's with a couple of grumps, huh?
Are you asking me to go to Elmo's?
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
Oh, my God, yes, I'd love it.
Really?
Yes. Then let's
Then what are we waiting for?
Oh.
Let's go.
Wow, I never...
We're wild and crazy.
People are going to Elmo's, all right.
Oh, my ministry takes me many places. Tonight I plan to go to that notorious house of pleasure, Elmo's. If you're not doing anything later, maybe you would...
Oh, isn't a disco an odd place for you to save souls?
No. One must search out these lost lambs in the brambles, not in the clover. Can I buy you another glass of wine?
Oh, Mitch, why don't you order a glass of water? And then you can turn it into wine yourself.
Oh, a doubting Thomas, are we, Maggie?
Oh, let's just say I prefer action to words.
Ooh, a woman after my own heart. Well, I'm sure that with a little faith and understanding, we'll be able to perform a miracle or two together.
I see why you have such a devoted following.
There's always room for one more in the flock.
Meg,
Now listen about...
late. Mitch Lawrence.
Indeed it is, Pilgrim. Have we met before on the highway of life?
No, but I've seen your kisser on post offices everywhere. Not to mention Dorian Lord's interview with you back in the Slammer.
Mitch Lawrence, this is Jonathan Russell.
Mr. Russell, another skeptic in our ranks, I see. No problem.
You know, you can save your fancy prose for your congregation, mister. I'm just here to get some information from Mr. Lakian.
Delakian?
You do have some information for me, don't you, Maggie?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. You don't mind, Mitch, if we turn to more secular matters, do you?
Oh, Maggie Delakian, Assistant DA.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I neglect to tell you that?
Must have been an oversight. Well, I guess I owe you one, Ms. Delakian.
As I hear it, you owe quite a lot of people yourself. Now, I want to give you a word of warning. I am watching you. The DA's office is watching you. In fact, this entire town is watching you.
So you better walk the straight and narrow, or you're going to be walking straight back to Statesville Prison.
Oh, ye of little faith. I'll pray for you, Maggie. And you too, Pilgrim. Peace be with you.
He's a slick one, I'll give him that.
Yeah, so is a reptile. Here, take a look at this.
Willie, listen, you asked before if there was some way you could repay the Lord for this hospitality.
Brother Lawrence, there ain't nothing I wouldn't do.
Good man. Then maybe you wouldn't mind putting in a little appearance tonight at a place called Elmo's.
The disco joint? I know it well. That alley up back can get real cozy on a cold night. What you want me to do?
A little acting job, Willie.
Been a very busy lady, haven't you?
I'm telling you, I'm taking this Paul Kendall case very seriously.
Well, Maggie, I'm convinced of this. This is quite a list.
I thought you'd find it interesting.
So, Willie, you think you can handle it?
I am your obedient and faithful servant.
Go thy way, Pilgrim. The righteous way.
I'm into that, brother.
Another lost lamb?
Not anymore. Oh, Allison, you look...
Unworthy? Well, I can go upstairs and change if you
My
want, Mitch.
child, you look positively divine. Shall we journey to Elmo's?
It's a list of Paul Kendalls in North America.
So there's no way of knowing whether any of these is going to match up with the man who threatened Dorian in San Carlos.
John, I can't do everything for you. Now, if you're half as good an investigator as you keep telling me, I'm sure you can track down the right man.
You've done your homework, Maggie, no doubt about it.
Well, thank you.
Unfortunately, it's quality that counts, not quantity. You see, I've already begun my own computer search, and there won't be nearly as many extraneous Paul Kendalls to sift through.
Well, a shortcut could be a real mistake. I mean, you could skip right over the man you're trying to track.
You're awful sure of yourself, aren't you?
Oh, I'm sure of my methods. They're precise and thorough, and they're productive.
And you always get results?
When I'm given a chance.
You know, there is something to be said for modesty.
Well, as my dad used to say, if you can back it up, it's not bragging.
You always do what your daddy says?
No, not always.
I tell you what, Maggie, I'm going to cancel my computer search, and I'll get started on your list, at least the first half. And we'll see just how productive your method really is.
John?
I'll tell you, I'll get to the other half of the list eventually.
No, I wasn't talking about lists, and I wasn't talking about searches. I just can't believe that you think about business all the time.
Well, I don't know, not all the time.
Everybody having fun?
Yeah, great. Okay, you
Good.
guys, we have to obey my house rules. Come on.
What might they be?
Let me see. No serious conversation, no argument, nothing but music, dancing, and fun.
You think we can handle that, Dean?
Well, if you save the first boogie for me.
Oh, you got it, man.
Oh, look at what you're wearing.
Hey, welcome to Elmo's, folks. How you doing?
Hey, are you spinning the music tonight?
No, I got somebody else covering that for me now. Theo got canned by his brother Elmo. Something about some missing receipts. I don't know, but you are now looking at Chip Cooper, resident manager, Elmo's number 2.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Thanks.
Joey, aren't you going to congratulate me? I would, but I'm sure enough people have already.
Well, Joy, I was hoping to get a dance with you later.
I'm sorry, but... With any luck, I won't have a single dance to spare.
Yeah, well, listen, you all enjoy yourselves, okay?
I take it the two of you are kaput?
Yeah, it's off with the old, on with the new, you know, especially when the new is the new comes of the century. Excuse me.
Oh, aren't you glad you came along, huh?
Yeah, well, Josh told me I should relax and try to forget my troubles. If I can't do it here, I don't know where I can.
Why aren't you dancing?
Joy, you took the words right out of my mouth. How about it?
Wait, hold on a minute. Joey, if you don't mind, I kind of feel like dancing myself.
With me?
Sure, if you don't have any other plans.
Oh, no. Come on.
Great, let's do it.
Look at that little redhead of ours. I mean, she doesn't stop till she gets what she wants.
I know, that's what worries me, because she doesn't always...
What is it?
Might not be our night after all.
Kind of fun, isn't it?
Allison, the road to hell is paved with bright lights and disco music.
Well, yes, of course. Well, that's what I meant.
So, is there a Kappa chapter in El Paso?
Is there anything like Future Farmers of America?
No, it's a sorority.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, it's pretty big in Landview.
Oh, yeah.
Really good parties. Maybe you'll come to one.
Well, yeah, sounds like just the kind of thing I'd like, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing here?
Don't start anything tonight, all right?
I don't want to start anything. What I'd like to do is finish what I started burning in.
We're here to have a good time. Remember that?
Okay,
a good
fine,
time.
fine. I'll just pretend that he's not here. What I'd like to know is what the warden's daughter is doing on his arm.
Pete, it doesn't matter.
Don't worry, I can be discreet when I want to be.
Oh, boy, don't look now.
What?
Guess we just arrived.
Miss Lawrence?
Yeah, pretend not to notice.
Oh, fat chance. Hey, the man is trouble. It follows him wherever he goes.
We came here tonight for two things and two things only. The first is to make sure Cord has a good time.
Agreed. But what's the second?
I'm looking at her.
I thought this was supposed to be a friendly date.
It is. I just want to have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Want to go get a drink? Cord, that was really great. I mean, I really like dancing with you.
Oh, thanks. It was real nice. Yeah. Look, I don't want to monopolize all your time here.
Really, there's nobody else I really want to dance with.
Well, the thing is, Lisa and Josh over there, they found a table for me. I told them I'd have a couple drinks with them. I'll see you later, okay?
It certainly is hot in here. Must be all the heat from these misguided bodies.
Oh, well, would you like me to go get you a drink? I'll go over to the bar.
Would you do that for me? Make mine non-alcoholic.
Of course. I'll be right back.
Take your time. Excuse me, brother. Good evening, George.
Mitch. I'm here with my sister.
Oh, that's nice.
And my uncle. He's somewhere else.
Well, family that stays together prays together, and vice versa, so we hope, eh?
I don't think he'd like me talking to you.
So young and yet so wise. You know, in the sake of brotherhood and peace, maybe we should do this at a better time.
I don't think there'll be one. Excuse me.
Thanks.
Whoops.
Oh, Mr. O'Neill.
Long way from Statesville, aren't you?
If you don't mind, there's someone who's waiting for these.
Yeah, I know. What is it, Allison? Is it change of pace from the sheltered life at Statesville? Is that what Mitch offers?
You're just blinded by revenge, and you cannot see him for the man that he is.
No, I see him for exactly the man that he is. You're the one that's wearing the rose-colored glasses.
Mitch is a changed man, and a righteous one, too.
You know what they say about Satan? He was the rightest angel until he fell. Make sure you don't get blinded by the light. It could be fatal.
Thank you.
Pete, I thought we were going to forget about Mitch Lawrence for one night.
Right? Well, we did. But he didn't say anything about his escort.
He's got her believing?
Oh, yeah. He's got her believing he can walk on water. It's like he's got her brainwashed or something.
Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say on this subject, all right? Anything, I wouldn't be surprised by anything Mitch Lawrence does at this point.
Here we are. Cool and refreshing.
What did O'Neill want?
Oh, the usual. The man is so eaten up with anger. It's pathetic.
Indeed it is. You shouldn't let another soul suffer so much.
Well, aren't you thirsty?
Allison, I'm suddenly overtaken by a thirst that is
Okay, they tell me it's hot outside. Is that right? Yeah! But it's a whole lot hotter in here. Am I right? Yeah! All right. Now, Mama, you hide that thermometer because we're going to put it up a few more degrees. Are you ready? Yeah! No, now, that was good. That was very good. But I can't hear you. I say, are you ready? Yeah! All right. My best is shoes because we're going to rock and
Enough, I say enough! Enough of this sinful, wanton display of carnality. The heat you are feeling now is nothing compared to the fire that awaits you.
But wait,
fire that will take over all of you. Unless you heed my word. Heed it now, brothers and sisters, before it's too late.
I'm an intolerant man, but I cannot allow you to waste your lives in the pursuit of pleasure, not when so many people are suffering just outside those doors.
Now, hold on, just
You've
a
seen
minute.
them, haven't you?
Please.
Perhaps you've chosen to ignore them.
You think I'm going to let this guy get away with
on
it?
your sidewalk, sleeping in the gutters.
Oh, okay. You want me to give him a chance? I'll give him 1 minute, but only because you want me to.
We're up to me, Joyce. I believe that. There is a time for singing, yes, a time for music. But with so many people suffering so much, is this the time? I ask you, is this the season?
That's just about all I can take.
You
promised that man will twist anything and get what he wants.
I hate it
Won't
too, but
you
why make
please
him the
join me in the wondrous work I've begun? The Lawrence Mission for the Homeless at the Waterside Inn is doing everything it can. But it can't make it just with my dollars. I'm a poor man. I need you, and I need you, and I need each and every one of you.
Excuse me.
Yes, brother, you care to contribute?
My name's Dr. Josh Hall. I treat many homeless people at Lambview Hospital.
Then you are aware of the situation I'm describing.
Yes, I'm aware of it. I'm also aware that this is not the time or place for fundraising, sir.
If I wait for station WVLE to give me airtime or the banner to give me space, that means only more time that these poor people will be suffering. It will go on and on.
Facilities available to deal with this
Don't
problem.
talk to me about government agencies. They will take a man's pride before they give him a crust of bread. No, my pulpit is on the street corners. My pulpit is in the open doorways, and yet my pulpit is
I don't
right
have
here.
the multitude. That's all I can stand. I know I promised, but if someone doesn't stop that man...
To me. Yes, someone has heard my word.
I want to help, but I don't have much.
Child, the God has no calculator. Please, he'll take anything you say.
It's $50, all right? Oh, my
Better to take and light 50 little candles than to curse the darkness. Bless you, my child.
Brother Lawrence.
Yes?
I have $25 and change.
I'll gladly accept your paper money, but the Lord will put the change in your heart and in your soul.
That's it. I'm sorry, Dee Dee. That's all I can take.
No. You let me. Brother Lawrence.
Yes, sister.
Look, I really hate to interfere with free enterprise here, but maybe you would like to tell all of these good people about the compassion you had for my father, Harry O'Neill. A man that had a home and had a family that loved him very much until you shot and killed him.
Oh, my.
And you say that you're for the needy. Does that include Victoria Buchanan? A woman whose illness you exploited until you nearly drove her insane? And we can't forget Tina Lord. You cared for her so much that you kidnapped her and almost killed her. Now, do you want to tune us in, enlighten us on this a little bit, Brother Lawrence?
Yeah. Hear it.
Miss O'Neill, I cannot raise the dead any more than you can condemn the living. That is the Lord's province, not mine and not yours. Yes, it is true. It is true that I killed Harry O'Neill. If I could lay my life down right now and bring him back to life, I would do so. As for Victoria Buchanan, no one has rejoiced more than I that she has returned to a healthy, normal, productive life. As for Tina Lord, I can only say that I hope that she will turn her back on sin and that she will see the light as I have. Alas, there are some poor souls, poor lambs who cannot be brought back into the fold, and I fear that Tina may be one of those.
Yo, brother.
Do you have something to contribute, sir?
Oh, yes, sir, I do. This is for Tina.
Don't you have any feelings?
Well, pray for you, brother, whoever you are.
Okay, everybody, listen, the title fight's over. Let's all start dancing, okay?
Pip, you gotta do something.
Listen, I'm trying to get everybody dancing.
No, I mean about Mitch.
Dee Dee's right. You got to do something about Lawrence before there's more trouble.
Hey, it was Cord Roberts that threw the punch. You can't blame Mitch. You just stay out of this, all right? No, you saw it with your very eyes.
Oh, yeah, I saw it with my eyes, all right, and I'm just sorry Cord beat me to the punch.
Are you sure you're all right?
Pride goeth before a fall, so they say. I want to thank both of you for your concern. I want you to find out who that was that hit me, all right?
Look, Mitch, I'm sorry, Brother Mitch. If you don't mind, get out of here nicely before I call the cops and have them take you downtown all the way down.
No one regrets what happened here more than I do. I suggest you peruse your guest list. You seem to attract a rather unsavory clientele.
I'll do that.
We're back to square one. She's mad at us all over again.
I know. I guess we'll have to find her and make peace again.
This is sad, sad, sad story. I had it all. Money, power, the woman of my dreams. When Demon Rum walked into my life.
Drop the act.
Oh, Brother Line. Oh, what's the matter? You don't like my performance?
The performance was lovely. There's just no audience for it, so don't do it tonight, all right? Go back to plan A.
What did you just say?
Just do it.
Oh, brother, can you spare a quarter for a regular old guy from River Street?
You don't need money, friend.
Who says?
You need a helping hand and a warm place to rest your weary bones. You put your trust in me, and you'll always have a friend. And you'll always have a home.
Would you guys please start dancing? This place is like a morgue. Hello.
What do you say, Lisa? Shall we oblige the man?
I say that's one worthy cause.
Thank you.
All
Thank
for.
She couldn't have just disappeared.
Where in the hell is she?
Quite a wall you packed there.
Look, I'd rather not talk about that, all right?
Oh, strong, silent type, huh? Well, there sure aren't many like you around here. Buy a girl a drink?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, make it two, okay?
So, tell me where you're from.
Hi. You're early. I haven't changed yet. That's okay. That's okay. I've got all afternoon to hang out.
Oh, good. Come on in. Oh, I can't believe we haven't talked in months. I know.
Oh.
Sit down.
Listen, the first thing I want to hear is what happened between you and Shep.
Oh, well, I discovered he was having an affair.
What?
Yeah, with himself. I mean, Cassie, there wasn't room in his life for me and his ego.
Well, I knew he was cocky, but I didn't know it got that bad.
Well, you know, when he got his band together and started playing at Elmo's, it got that bad.
Hey, did you hear what happened there last night about that fight where Mitch Lawrence got punched out by Cord
Yes,
Roberts?
I heard what happened.
I did, and of course my family is the one that started with the uproar. I tell you, all Mitch was doing was talking about the homeless, about how people are spending so much money on good times and booze and stuff when they should be contributing to the needy.
Come on, you don't really believe that, do you?
I guess you haven't read the papers then, have you? Mitch Lawrence is taking in people and putting them up at the Waterside Inn. Last night I was outside of Elmo's and I saw him take a drunk off the street and take him home with him. Joy, you sound like you really believe that he's all of a sudden converted. Well, I don't have any reason not to believe. Well, my family, on the other hand, is ready to condemn him as a liar and a con man and stuff. I tell you, they won't even give him a chance. Wait a second. I'm a little confused at why you'd want to give him a chance. I mean, the man did kill your father.
Cord, honey, I think I prefer the photo of the new mole that has the fountain in it, all right?
Oh, yeah, good. I like that one myself. I love this little kid here.
Sweet. Got ice cream from ear to ear. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everything under control?
Oh, yes, but of course the day is still young.
Cord? Richard?
Well, I assume you got your blood test?
Yeah. It's all been taken care of. So, Cord, I understand you took a swing at Mitch Lawrence last night.
Yeah, that landed, too.
Really? What brought that on?
Well, he was going on about Tina Lord as if she was some kind of tramp or something. I'm sure that Richard would have beaten me to the punch had he been there.
See. I'm surprised you would get so worked up over somebody you hardly know.
Yeah, well, whatever I did. Look, I'd like to go over to the hospital for a couple hours today and see my pa, if that's okay.
Of course, that's fine. Give him my best.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
You want to tell me what's going on between you and Cord? I mean, you could cut the tension with a knife. And why would he get violent over Tina?
So far, the story is filled with violence because our hero
getting his pretty face socked every 5 minutes. But is it ever working? Every time the stones are thrown at me, I pick up more believers in Mitch, the messenger of God. Even Joy O'Neill seems affected. Wouldn't that be a coup? If I could actually persuade her to become one of my disciples. I have the warden's daughter, Allison, firmly in my camp, not to mention my bed. Yeah, she'll make a fine assistant. You know, actually, I should have a whole lot of lovely female disciples. Yeah, drawn as much by my sexual magnetism as my saintly charisma. Ooh, gotta go. Meanwhile, the money is coming in. Just wonderfully. Thanks, bye.
Oh, am I interrupting you?
No, I'm just making notes on things to be done for my growing homeless family.
So, you want to hear about Cord Roberts and Tina? I found out some pretty interesting stuff last night.
Excuse me. I'm here for a blood test. I think I'm lost.
Yes, you are. The lab is on the 3rd floor.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hello. I'm so sorry to hear about your husband. How is he?
I didn't know it was common knowledge.
Well, Cord told me. How is Mr. Roberts?
Well, he survived the surgery, but his condition is quite critical.
Well, that doesn't mean he could die, does it?
Yes, it's a possibility.
I'm sorry. It's very unfair.
Yes, it is. I keep wondering if this would have happened to him had we stayed in El Paso. Goodbye, Tina.
Now, wait just a minute here. What is this crap about staying in El Paso?
Isn't it obvious to you, Tina? That this family's entire lives have been disrupted ever since you entered into our lives?
Well, I don't have anything to do with you or your husband coming to Landview. In fact, I did everything I could to possibly discourage Cord from coming back here.
I don't know what words you may have used, but your language, your body language was obviously something different.
Hold on, you just wait just a minute here. I don't deserve this. I happen to be engaged to another man, to Richard Abbott, whom I told Cord about back in El Paso. Look, it is not my fault if he thought that he could come back here and win me back.
Yes, he was a fool to think that, which is exactly why I didn't want him coming to Landview.
So then why did you and your husband follow him here?
To take him home so that you couldn't destroy him.
What is all this hostility about? I really think I deserve some sort of an explanation.
Doesn't everyone want to punch out Mitch Lawrence?
Yes, it was the look on your face, though, that bothered me. I mean, you almost seemed, I think jealous is the right word.
You're probably right. Wish I'd been there to do it myself. Now, I'm going to be interviewing for the new Home Styles editor this
Oh,
afternoon.
please, Richard, don't change this subject on me. Come on, I've been around too long for that. Not only are you family and I care about you, but you and Cord both work for me. If something volatile is going on here, I think I have to know a little bit more about it.
Perception is one of your most enduring qualities.
Oh, is it really?
Okay, you're right. There is something going on, but it's been handled. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, good. Then you can tell me what it is that I shouldn't worry about.
I'm avoiding this like the plague because I know you're going to take this the wrong way. But you're not exactly open-minded when it comes to Tina. When Tina was down in El Paso, she met Cord Roberts.
Really? I thought... No, I didn't think. I heard you introducing them at the awards dinner.
They were both pretending not to know each other. It seems that they had a couple of dates down there. I guess Cord fell pretty hard for Tina. Yeah, but Tina was just having fun. And she didn't want to start anything. Anyway, when I went down to El Paso and asked her to come back, she did. I guess Cord couldn't handle the rejection, so he followed her up here.
I see. So last night he was simply defending the honor of a woman he loves, right? Makes a lot more sense to me.
It's just kind of sticky at the moment. Yeah, but now that Tina and I are engaged, I am sure that Cord will get over it. And hopefully, the two of us will be able to work together.
Tell me, Richard, when did you find this out? Because I haven't really noticed any tension until today.
Actually, I found it out a couple of days ago.
Oh, Richard!
Look, Vicky, I know what you're going to say. That Tina was wrong, that she should have told me a long time ago. And you have no argument with me. But she apologized, and I accept it.
All right, Richard, if you've made peace with this in your own mind, then...
I have. I was angry at first, don't get me wrong. But Tina knows never to keep anything from me again. Anyway, the wedding is on. We're planning it in a few weeks. Now, right now, we're arguing about small versus grand.
Tina opting for the grand, of course.
Not true.
No?
Well, maybe you don't know Tina as well as you think. Now, she wants it quiet and simple. I'm the one who wants it elaborate. Oh, by the way, Vicky, I still can't believe the terror that Mitch has struck in Tina.
Oh, I certainly can. Personally, I'm quite terrified, wondering what his plans are for the rest of us here in Landview.
Well, sit down here, my lovely little lamb, and tell me all about it.
Well, it's not like I've got the full report, Mitch. I mean, this guy isn't exactly the type to spill everything to a stranger.
Even one as pretty as you?
Sorry. But I did find out that his name is Cordero Robertson. He was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, and he's been in Landview about a month.
And what's he do?
He's working as a photographer for the Banner, but before that, he and his dad ran a ranch.
Where's the connection to Tina?
Well, I said something like, she must be a really good friend of yours in order for you to attack the preacher like that. And he said, not anymore.
Did you get the feeling that they had been lovers?
Not exactly. But then on the other hand, I did get the impression that he was warding off a broken heart.
I wonder if she's engaged to Richard Abbott, if she's been seeing this Cord Roberts on the side. It's only been a month, though. Unless she spent some time in El Paso. What would she be doing in Texas?
I can't answer any of those questions.
I was just thinking out loud, Allison.
Well, what do you even care if you're not still hung up on Tina?
My only concern is with saving her soul. A difficult and complex task at best. I just can't help but wonder if she has added to her sins by lying to Richard Abbott at the same time seducing this photographer.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well really concentrate on the sinners that you can salvage.
How true. Allison, you know what I would like you to do for me? I would like you to go into that kitchen and make sure that my disciples are preparing those box lunches, that we're going to hand out later to the homeless to show them how much we care.
Okay.
Listen, there's nothing you've forgotten now about your conversation with Cordero.
Nothing important. Just that his parents are here in town and his father, Al, has a serious heart condition. He's here in the hospital.
Oh, we'll have to pray for the poor man, won't we?
Bye.
Bye. Looks like Tina's got herself into another mess. Nothing I can cash in on already, but enough for a little wedge there. I'll have to investigate the matter of this cowboy a little further when I get the time.
Clint's not here yet?
No, honey. Not yet. Soon, I guess.
I tell you, he has got me so nervous. Calling it, he has to have this important meeting.
Asa, if Clint thought that Cord was his son, he certainly would have called up and asked politely to come over. Now, would he?
Yeah, maybe he needs time to load his six-gun, or maybe want to make sure his target was here. But you're all right. It's got to be something else. Maybe Mitch Lawrence. Maybe he uncovered some evidence that con that got killed could prove that Lawrence was behind the jailbreak.
Asa, I thought you and I made up about Mitch Lawrence.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pam. You're right. I said we'd never mention his name again.
Yes, unless forced by events beyond our control.
Right.
Oh, well, nice to see the two of you back together again.
Good afternoon, son.
Is this a private meeting, or should I go?
No. Stick around. Paul, I've just gotten real nervous about the fact that no one, including Dee Dee, has heard from Bo.
Oh, that makes two of us, Clint.
Yeah, well, I did some checking this morning through official channels, and turns out the government's last communique was over 2 weeks ago. They said not to get alarmed yet.
Yeah, well, I guess they figure no news is good news.
Yeah, evidently. Said that they were sure if anything bad had happened, they'd have heard about it. So I guess we're back to square one, and meanwhile, I'm still nervous. Anyway, I got a question for you about a more immediate matter. Was Richard hallucinating when he said the two of you had invited Richard and Tina over for dinner?
I invited him, Clint. Asa just went along with it.
No. Richard said that Asa did the actual inviting. Said it almost knocked him over.
Well, yeah, well, I did the inviting, but Pamela here talked me into it.
Really? Then why is it that you and Pamela weren't speaking when it happened?
Why the hell are you giving me the third degree, Clint?
Because, Pa, I don't understand why you are encouraging this mismatch between Richard and Tina. I mean, hell, even Richard said that you have done a total about-face on the whole issue. Said that you were delighted that they are engaged.
Since when does Richard give you a rundown of my conversations with him?
He was merely hoping that your attitude had rubbed off on your son, which it has not and which it will not. And what I would like to know is what the hell is behind all this?
Clint, it's all over with Tina. She cannot hurt us anymore. Richard is going to marry her no matter what. So why don't we just drop it and forgive and forget, all that kind of stuff, huh?
Look, Clint, I think this is my influence. I really do. I mean, you have to remember that Tina is my friend.
No. No, Pamela, that doesn't wash with me. I know Pa a little too well for that. Now, Pa, you got some other motive that you don't want to share with me for some reason, and that makes me as nervous as the fact that you are encouraging Richard.
Don't you have some work to do at your office for my newspaper?
I see. In other words, get out and stop with the questions. Is that it? Why, Pa? What are you hiding? Okay, I won't fight. I won't fight with you, at least not right now. And you are right. I do have some work to do at the office. Pamela? It was nice seeing you.
Goodbye, Clint. Give my best to Vicky. Oh, Ace.
I am a fool. Trying to keep Tina away from Cord, pushing Richard and Tina together. I am just lucky that Clint didn't come over here with guys in white suits, cart me away to a rubber room.
Well, that's what happens when you tell lies, and you've told enough of them, you ought to know better.
Wait a minute, what kind of a crack is that? Everywhere I turn, people are yelling at me that I'm wrong.
Maybe you can fill me in while Joy's upstairs changing. How can she believe a man like Mitch after he murdered your father?
Because he got to her when he first saw her at the Vernon Inn. He ran up to her, got down on his knees, started crying, begged her for her forgiveness, and then she started crying, and she thought it was a sign of him being very sincere, instead of seeing him for the con artist that he really is.
How could she be so gullible?
I don't know. I don't understand that. And she told Connie she thought we were all being very unchristian for not believing that the Lord had entered Mitch's heart, and we should give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, so she thinks it's some miraculous act of redemption?
Yes.
I mean, in some ways I can understand that because she's always wanted to believe that things are larger than life, you know.
But how can she not see that? He's a cold-blooded killer when she looks at him.
I think she's going to see what she wants to see. And right now, Mitch happens to be very appealing to her.
I'll be right now, all right? Yeah, don't rush. Look, when you have lunch with her today, maybe you could exert a little influence on her. But do it subtly, because I don't want to jeopardize your friendship.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll try. She's always respected my opinion. It's just that we haven't been very close lately. So.
Oh, really?
So, has Dee Dee been telling you about how stupid and naive I am? Just to get you on her side before you...
It's not a matter of sides, Joy.
Listen, Joy, I have an open mind. We can talk about it over lunch. Why don't we go to, the Waterside Inn?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Roberts, but we have been through this and through this, and they still have no reason to hate me. Unless you just don't want Cord to be involved with anyone.
No, Tina. I am not some domineering mother who's trying to hang on to her son. I'm a loving mother who doesn't want him hurt. You see, your reputation preceded you on the way to El Paso. I knew that Cord wasn't rich enough or important enough to hang on to you for more than 2 minutes.
Fine, so we're right back where we started from, huh? Although my instincts tell me that there's a whole lot more going on here.
Well, you are wrong. However, my instincts...
Ma, I'll be waiting for you in Pa's room.
I'm meeting with the doctor. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, fine.
Tina, about that look in your eye when you see Cordero, you better make certain that your fiancé never catches it.
All I can afford this week is $20, Mr. Warren.
Oh, please, please, call me Mitch. We don't have any formality around here. We're all doing the same work, God's work. And if 20 is all you can afford, fine. I'll remember you in my prayers tonight.
I managed to get $50 from my parents, Mitch. I told them everything you said last night at Elmo's, and it touched them.
Oh, well, you be sure and thank them for me, okay? Listen, I don't want anyone to leave until they've signed our mailing list. We're going to be sending out some newsletters later, asking for further donations as our cause progresses. Also, we're going to need volunteers. Now, it's summer. You young ladies are no doubt out of school. How would you feel about dedicating your summer to helping me extend a hand to the homeless?
Mitch, I'd love to stand by your side all summer long.
Well, it would really be our Lord's side you'd be standing by. Listen, I want everybody to realize, though, exactly what it is you're volunteering for. Now, this is going to be hot and tiring work. Very hot and tiring, okay? Now, these people, a lot of them are homeless because they're emotionally and mentally disturbed. They're not easy to care for. You're also going to be facing a lot of rejection as you solicit funds, not to mention all the people who hate me in this town because of my former sinful life. But don't you worry about me, because I can withstand the abuse, because I know it's merely a matter of time before those who see only darkness in my soul come to bask in the glow of God's love as it flows through me.
Yes, Mitch?
These wonderful human beings are going to join us, help the homeless this summer. Could you sign them into our family book, please?
Sure will. This way, girls.
God bless you, sisters.
We'll do our best, Mitch.
Good, I'm sure you will.
Thanks for letting us help.
My pleasure.
I'm going to try to get some money out of my grandparents this evening.
Oh, you do that, dear.
Did you hear all of that? Sure I did. Now you know I'm right, don't you? He really is on the level.
Well, certainly honored to have you two here.
Well, we're here to have lunch. Not to give you money and not to volunteer. Kathy, take it easy. Hi, Mitch.
Hello, George.
Ma, you seem upset.
Dr. Wallach and the surgeon are in agreement that Al's in bad shape. He just won't stabilize the way they'd hoped.
Yeah, but they're not saying that he's going to die or anything like that.
Boy, I think we have to be prepared. That seems to be the message.
Ma, I just can't believe that.
I can't either, nor do I want to, but there it is. Now, Cord, when you talk to your father, please don't give him any indication. I mean, the last thing we can do is upset him.
Oh, yeah, of course not, huh?
And now, when he asks you what's been going on, you're not going to tell him that you were out last night punching out preachers who talk against Tina Lord, are you?
I never intend to talk about her again. Look, why don't we go get some lunch and you tell me what the doctor said?
Excuse me. Is Mr. Roberts asleep?
Not at the moment. You can visit if you keep it down to 5 minutes.
Oh, I won't even keep him that long.
Sorry, flowers aren't allowed in the ICU room.
Oh. Oh, well, here. I guess you can have him. Excuse me, Mr. Roberts? Remember me?
Tina, well, you'd be real hard to forget in this family. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. The question is, I'm sorry about you.
I'm okay, I think. Unless everybody's lying to me. That could be, too.
No, you got a lot of years left. I hear you have a lot of energy, and you've always been very, very fit.
Well, that's all true, except for one small defective part.
Yeah. Well, listen, I just wanted to come by to let you know I'm thinking about you and praying for you, too.
Well, you're not going to run off, are you?
Well, I don't want to tire you out.
Hey, it's my wife and son that have been tiring me out with all this smiling and acting like everything's fine. Then I smile and act like everything's fine. Now that can get you weary.
You know something? You are a very nice man. And I'm sure that's where Cord gets it from. Not that your wife isn't nice.
To everybody except you, huh?
Mr. Roberts, you don't think that I led Cord on, made him come up here, do you?
Not at all. I just wish I hadn't let Maria talk me into following him up here.
Why, do you think this trip caused all this?
Oh, no. It could have happened anywhere. It could have happened home, here, Madrid, Spain.
Yeah, well, it is true. I disrupted all of your lives, I guess. But, you know, Cord is going to find somebody else to marry, and who knows, maybe he'll be ready to go back to El Paso when you go back.
Well, we'll see about that. But, listen, Tina, I don't want you to take any responsibility for this. Cordero just fell in love too hard. That's all. He couldn't help himself. And I know what I'm talking about because the same thing happened to me when I met Maria.
Like father, like son, huh?
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah, well, Cord is a very wonderful man. I know he'll find somebody else, somebody that's available, and I hope that someday maybe Cord and I can even become friends.
Yeah, listen, I'm just sorry that me and Maria made it so difficult for you two. Wasn't anything personal, Tina.
You didn't make anything difficult for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think I probably said too much already.
Excuse me. I need to draw some blood now.
Oh, gosh, as much blood as you've been taking, I'm surprised I got any left. Tina, thank you for stopping by. Please come again.
I will. Now listen, you do what she tells you to, okay?
Some lunch.
No, I got a headache, and I have to... Honey.
Clint, Vicky, have you seen Mike Rivers around?
Not lately, no.
Oh, well, if you do see him, would you tell him I need him?
Sure, fine.
Thanks.
Oh, Richard, hold on, you dropped something.
Oh, thanks. Oh, this is the address of the church that Tina and I are using for our wedding. Oh, you'll be invited, you know. I hope you come.
We don't have to deal with that right now, do we?
Well, no. In fact, I wouldn't have brought it up if it hadn't been for the card. Although you might take as much time as possible to get around to agreeing.
Of course we'll attend. And you can cancel the church because you and Tina will be wedded Landfair.
Isn't that the girl you said had $3 million in a trust fund?
Yes, but her attitude is the same as her mother's. Joy O'Neill, on the other hand, looks like she's ready to become a volunteer for us, doesn't she?
Us or you?
What does that mean?
Oh, so many of our volunteers are young women, and a lot of them are very good looking. I'm getting jealous.
Allison, didn't I tell you earlier that you're my very special assistant? None of these pretty volunteers here can replace you, not here and not in my life. Now, if you really want to do something special for me, I want to redecorate this lobby and keep it more in fitting with our, well, the spiritual nature of our mission.
That is so wonderful, sir. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to know that you wake up in the morning and want to continue moving.
Joy, I hope to speak with you later. Joy, can I talk to you? Please. Listen, can we go somewhere else for lunch already? Why, are you getting a guilty conscience? Listen, I just talked to this woman who gave every cent of her savings over to Mitch, the messenger. making me lose my appetite.
But Cassie, in return, she's getting a home with people to help look after her, people to talk to. In turn, she's really helping to help herself. How can you believe that?
So, you think you can handle that for me?
I can do anything you ask.
You know, I think if I could just get Joy away from her little watchdog there, I could win her over completely. Wouldn't that be something? People in town knew that Harry O'Neill's daughter has forgiven me?
Do you want me to take care of Cassie for a while?
Yes. Even an hour with her would give me a chance to save one more little lamb for the Lord.
Vicky, you mean it?
You can't mean it.
We'll talk in a minute. Yes, Richard, I do mean it. If you and Tina want to be married at Landfair, you certainly may.
I don't believe this. I mean, first Asa, now you. Well, Clint, you might as well get used to this new spirit of family forgiveness, huh? Well, I'm going to go call Tina.
Before you say anything, let me talk, okay?
Now you better have some pretty heavy-duty explanations because I think you have lost it.
I think I've lost it, too. I shocked myself when suddenly I opened my mouth and I invited Richard to have his wedding at our house. But no, it was the right thing to do because it is the right thing to do.
Really?
Yes.
Really? How about give me just 17 reasons?
Darling, we have so much. We can afford to share. We can afford to be generous to a very troubled lady.
You're doing it again, you.
What?
You're doing it again. You're trusting her, honey. And that's the start. That's the beginning of our problems in the first place when she first came back to town.
No, I haven't changed my mind about Tina at all, but I just don't think we can sit back and be uncharitable to Richard and Tina as they're starting out their whole new life together. Honey, we have everything. I really think we have to give him a hand. And one more chance.
Son? Hello?
Hey, Pa.
So, where's your mom?
She's outside. I'm taking turns today. How you feeling?
I feel okay, unless I try to move. Boy, this fatigue is something else.
You've been through quite a lot, Pa.
But talking about heart, how's yours?
No problem. Everything's fine.
No. I mean emotionally, with you and Tina. She was just by here just a while ago and came by to see me.
Look, Pa, I'm trying real hard to forget about her. I guess what was between us just never meant to be.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. But I'm just, so sorry that your mother and I interfered with you two. You know, I just hope that someday that you can just forgive us for that, Court.
Cassie, I knew you would end up just like my family on all this. You spend so much of your time trying to find the bad in what Mitch is doing rather than the good. Listen, Joy, don't you remember that he tried to rape my mother while she was looking for evidence that he killed your father? I know that, and you better not bring up my father. You know, my father was a very tolerant and a very patient man. He was also a very forgiving man. If he were alive, he'd say, hey, give the guy a chance. Try to make something of his life. Okay. Look, let's change the subject. Let's just go somewhere else to eat, all right? I don't want to. I want to talk to some more people. Oh!
Allison!
Oh, wow, I can't believe this.
What's wrong?
I had this pain in my side all day, and now it's getting excruciating.
Is that where your appendix is?
Allison, you better... I had a friend who once had appendicitis. You better get an ambulance.
No, it'll take them forever to get all the way out here and back. Cassie, you've got a car here, don't you?
It's a sports car. It only has 2 seats.
So how many more do you want?
Listen, I don't think I should leave Joy here alone. Cassie, for heaven's sake, don't be a jerk. All right, but then you have to come right back. I'm going to come right back for you. All right. Or actually, maybe you should take a cab over right now.
Listen, could a couple of you girls help Cassie and Allison out to the car, please? Don't worry. Remember, God is with you, Allison. He'll protect you. What was that all about? She seemed like she was almost afraid to leave you here with me, as if we'd be alone or something.
I don't know. Everybody's acting weird when it comes to you.
They claim I'm the one who's weird.
Well, I can imagine what you're going through if you have a few kind words for me. Kind of hot in here, isn't it? Would you like some iced tea?
I'd love some.
Good. We'll sip a little and talk a bit. You see, I'm very interested in your opinions of the work I'm trying to get started here. Why don't you have a seat there?
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so far, I'm very impressed. I mean, these people really love you.
Well, I'm just an instrument of God, Joy. It's He that they really love.
You know, I saw you pick that man off the drunk off the street corner last night at Elmo's.
You did?
Yes, and I was very moved by it. It just gave me more proof that you're truly sincere about finding religion. I can see your desire to make up for the past.
Drink it.
Oh, thank you. Well, Vicki, it's a little out of character for you to be paying me a social call.
I don't always do what's in character, Tina. You should know that, especially if you've spoken to Richard today.
Well, what does Richard have to do with this?
I extended an offer to him, and I came here to extend the same offer to you.
Oh, well, does that offer go under the heading of friendship or an offer to get out of town?
I think it qualifies as an offer of friendship. I'm inviting you and Richard to have your wedding at Landfair.
Let's all just take it easy. She couldn't have gone very far. I'll just drive around the neighborhood and I'll find her.
Why bother? Can't you guess where she went?
What, you think she went to Cassie's?
Try Mitch Lawrence.
No. I don't believe that she went over to Dad's murderer for comfort.
See, you weren't here earlier. You didn't see the effect he had on her. It's like she's hypnotized by the guy.
Isn't that being a little melodramatic?
No, it's not.
Oh, you wouldn't say that. Not if you saw her come up from the waterside inn a couple hours ago.
Connie, you know I am not an alarmist. It's obvious to me she went to Mitch Lawrence.
Well, then I'm going to the waterside inn to talk some sense into her.
Brother Al, did I hear you correctly? Did you just say that your boy Cord is really Clint Buchanan's son?
Yes.
I'll be damned.
What did you say, preacher?
Oh, I said the Lord works in mysterious ways, brother.
I hope the Lord will forgive me for telling you this, but I couldn't die with a clear conscience with this on my mind.
Oh, he forgives you. He just wants you to cleanse your soul before he takes you. That's why I'm here. Now, you said that Cord doesn't know he's Clint's son.
No, neither did I until recently. Of course, I knew that I was not Cord's natural father, but I had no idea who it was.
And how about Clint? Did Clint Buchanan know that Cord was his son?
I have a glass of water, please.
Oh, surely, Brother Al. You didn't answer my question. Does Clint know the truth?
You hear? I need a favor.
What is it?
I want you to go home and I want you to get my clothes.
Why?
Well, because I didn't bring any, and I'm never going to go back there.
Joy, listen, they're your family. They love you very much.
Oh, but I don't love them anymore.
Because they locked you in your room?
No, because they're so blind to all the wonderful stuff that Mitch is doing.
Look, I know you resented what they did, but they only did it because they're very concerned about you. You know that, don't you?
Old friends and family are often one's worst enemy when one turns towards God.
Towards God or towards Mitch Lawrence?
Mitch Lawrence is the messenger of God.
Mitch Lawrence is full of it.
Heed the messenger, Joy.
Yes, I will.
Joy.
With all my heart.
What is happening to you? I don't like this. Come home with me, okay? Come on.
I think you should stop badgering her.
Look, I don't know what the hell is going on here, but I know that you and Mitch Lawrence are trying to control Joy's mind, and I'm not going to just sit here and watch it happen. Now, Joy, I think you want to come home with me. Are you going to come with me or not?
You remember what Mitch said, Joy. Be your own person.
That's right. This is not the Joy O'Neill that I know. The Joy O'Neill I know would never fall for Mitch Lawrence's crock.
Heed the messenger, Joy.
What is that? Some kind of a buzzword or something?
Why are you blaspheming the word of the messenger?
Joy,
leave me alone.
Please.
No, you're confusing me. Go away from me.
Tell me, Brother Al, does Clint know that Cord is his son? you are. Do any of the other Buchanans know?
Only Asa. Asa knows.
Brother Al, you know that the end is approaching. For the sake of your immortal soul, I urge you to unburden yourself to me. Cleanse your mind so that you may cross over that great divide with a clear conscience.
What I tell you, brother, will this be held in the strictest confidence?
A sacred truth. Now please, cleanse your mind and tell me how this awful secret came to be.
Maria, my wife, met Clint when they were just kids in high school. She was only 16. And they fell in love. It was kind of a teenage sort of stuff, and Maria got pregnant.
By Clint Buchanan?
Yeah, that's right. Maria's mother was the cook at the Buchanan Ranch, and she asked Ace to let the kids get married for the sake of the baby.
But Asa refused.
Oh, he did worse than that. He threatened to send them, have them deported back to Mexico if they didn't agree to his terms.
Which were?
He gave Maria's mother a sum of money on the condition that they would leave the county and never say a word, not tell Clint about the pregnancy.
Did they accept?
They had no choice.
And what about Cord? Does he suspect?
Cord thinks that I'm his natural father. May God forgive me.
Well, I'm sure this confession will ease your burden. Is there anything else troubling you, Brother Al?
Yes. Yes. I would like to die in peace, but I can't until Cord knows the truth.
Well, Brother Al, you know, there is a season for everything. And if the time is right for you to tell Cord, I'm sure the Lord will give you a sign. In the meantime, I think you should keep this secret in your heart and don't inflict the burden of it on your son.
I don't know how much time I have left, brother.
Well, we'll speak again. And I will let you know if the time has come for you to talk to your son. In the meantime, keep the secret between you and the Lord. And remember that I am the Lord's chosen messenger.
Just what the hell are you doing here, mister?
Well, I do, and I hope you'll accept.
Accept? Vicky, I am overwhelmed. I mean, I'd always dreamed of getting married in Lanford. I just figured it would never happen, and you have no idea how much this means to me.
Good, I'm glad you feel that way, because I think it's time we buried the hatchet.
Does that mean you forgive me?
Let's say I think it's time we made a fresh start.
Well, I agree. Wholeheartedly, but Vicky, I have to wonder, I mean, what made you decide to do this?
To be honest with you, it has most to do with Richard and the new life that you and he are about to start.
Oh. Well, I bet it took a lot of soul searching.
No, actually it didn't. Surprisingly enough, it was very spontaneous. Family, as I'm sure you are aware, is very important to me, and of course Richard is family, too.
What about Clint?
Well, Clint is having a harder time accepting it than I am, but basically he feels the same way.
He'd go along with your offer? Wow. Is Clint Buchanan really ready to accept me as part of the family?
I said, what are you doing here?
I came to the hospital to offer the Lord's comfort to some of the patients here, and I dropped in to see if there was anything I could do for your father.
Well, good. Now you can just get the hell out of here.
Son, you're talking to a preacher.
He's no preacher, Paul. He's just a con man.
He's a man of God, son. We had a nice talk. I was able to talk about some of the things that have been on my mind.
What things? What did he say to you?
Your father made his peace with the Lord, not with me.
Well, good. Now you can get the hell out of here, or by God, I will finish what I started at Elmo's the other night.
Brother Al, your son certainly has a violent streak. I can only wonder where he inherited it from.
Hey, my pa is a sick man, pal. Now you get the hell out of here now.
Whatever you say. Brother Al, keep the faith. Keep the secret.
Well, that's it. Into the valley of death, pal.
Violence is the devil's frustration, son.
Bless both of you. Bless both of you. Oh, Paul, I am real sorry about that. But that man is pure evil.
Why do you say he's evil, son? He didn't harm me at all.
What happened when he came in here, huh, Paul?
Nothing. I was just talking about some things that were easing my mind of some burdens from the past.
What burdens, Paul? What did you tell that murderer?
Son, there's something I have to tell you.
Come on, Paul, hush now, all right? Mitch Lawrence is just a snake, and he's not even worth your breath.
He told me he's a preacher.
He lied to you, Paul. He's nothing but a phony. Now, look, if he comes in here again, I want you to find a nurse and call her and have him thrown out of here.
He told me that you and Maria sent him to visit me.
No, Paul, we didn't. The man is an ex-convict. He was doing life in prison for murder. The only reason he got out is because he started pretending that he found God. I hope you didn't tell him anything too personal.
I don't think you and Clint know how much having a family, how much it means to me.
I certainly remember how important it was to you to find out that Victor Lord was your father.
Important. It was the most important thing that ever happened to me. I mean, all I've ever wanted ever since is just to become a part of this family. And now with this offer, I don't even know what to say. Vicky, I don't know how to thank you. It really means that much to me. Because, you know, I've been feeling down for so long, and now I finally feel like maybe everything is going to turn out just perfect.
Well, I hope so. I have to go.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Vicky, I'd really like to try to be a real aunt to your new baby, you know, and do like aunts do and spoil him or her rotten.
Thank you. I'm sure you'll have a lot of help in that department from Asa and Clint.
Oh, tell Clint thanks for me.
Yes, I will. Gladly I will.
Oh, what am I talking about? That's silly. I'm just going to tell him myself.
I don't really think that that's necessary. No.
No, I'm going to go right over to the banner right now, and I am going to plant a huge kiss right on his cheek.
I'm very proud of you, Joy, and I know that Mitch will be too. Now, it may seem a little bit lonely at first to be cut off from your family, but I just want you to remember when you feel that way that you're part of a new family now with Mitch and me and the mission of God. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I think so.
You have to immerse yourself totally in what Mitch preaches. You have to open yourself up and let it enter you and fill your whole being until nothing else matters.
How do I do that?
By giving yourself over to us, to Mitch, to me. We will be your guides in the greatest adventure of your life. We will show you how to take the hand of God and become one with our family.
Oh, it sounds so beautiful.
It is beautiful. Now, I want you to look at these papers. They contain the message that Mitch is bringing to the world. I think that they'll give you the strength and the purpose to resist going back to your family's old ways. Okay?
Joy, am I ever glad I found you? I was so worried about you. Hey, don't shut me out here. I know that you're mad at Dee Dee for locking you up in your room. But you know how the O'Neill family is. We yell and scream and carry on. But there's nothing that you can't share with us. Come on, why don't we go home and we'll kiss and make up like we always do?
I have to stay. I've got work to do here.
Okay, well, why don't we talk about it on the way home, okay?
Whoa, what's going on here?
Why don't you just leave us alone?
Not until I find out what's happening to this member of my flock.
This member of your flock is coming home with my family.
Oh, it looks more like she's being forced to leave. That's what's happening, isn't it, Joy? You're being taken away against your will.
Got lots to talk about, thanks to the great pretender over here.
Mitch?
You don't have to go anywhere, Joy. You can be your own person. If you wish to speak to your sister, you can do that right here. And your new family, myself and Allison and all the members of the mission will be right here looking after you. We'll make sure that you don't have to do anything against your will.
Thank you, Mitch.
What are you trying to do here, Mitch?
I'm trying to live by the precepts of the Lord, and one of those precepts is that everyone is free to choose to serve God. That's what makes our country so great.
Oh, I don't need a convicted murderer to wave the flag in my face, thanks.
If you want to speak to your sister, may I suggest that you do so quietly and openly, instead of forcing her away? Is that all right with you, Joy?
I'll do anything you say.
Alice, I want you to keep your eye on Joy. Under no circumstances allow her to leave with her sister.
Ooh, I don't think she'll try anything. She seems to obey everything you say.
Well, you never know when Satan will try to tempt one of our flock. Just watch her.
Okay. So, how was your mission at the hospital?
Oh, very interesting.
Did you manage to find out anything about Cord Roberts?
Of course.
Is it useful?
Beyond my wildest dreams. I think that our movement is really going to take off now.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. When Clint Buchanan finds out how important you are, maybe he'll stop denouncing you in the Banner.
You know, I have a premonition that Clint will soon have an awakening. Stop printing those editorials.
Mitch Lawrence is a false prophet. He is a slick, self-serving murderer. And the Banner implores the good people of Landview to smash this phony before he smashes and destroys them.
It's very good, Clint. I hope you print that.
I intend to. I'm a very busy man, Tina.
Well, did the temperature suddenly drop in your office?
What do you want?
Came here to thank you. Thank you for wanting me to have my wedding in Lanfair.
Thank Vicky.
I already did. But I want you to know that both you and Vicky, how much it means to me.
Uh-huh.
No, it does. And then after Richard and I get married, well, then we're going to have to spend a lot more time with the whole Buchanan family. And wouldn't it be nice if we could all get along as one big family instead of fighting with each other all the time?
Why are you marrying Richard?
What do you mean?
I mean, just what I said. Why are you marrying Richard? Do you love him?
Of course I do. What do you think?
I think that the only person you've ever really loved is Tina Lord.
Why would I want to marry him if I didn't love him?
Because of all the things he can give you that you need, that you really want. Like status, money, respectability, an entree back into the family.
You just won't allow yourself to believe that I really care for him, will you?
Oh, sure I will. Yeah, I'll allow it. Once you've proven it.
I will if you give me half a chance, as well as I'll prove to you and Vicky that I can be your friend.
Yeah. You've certainly proven that you could be a real enemy.
Listen, Clint, it isn't real easy for me to come here and ask you to give me a second chance, but that's what I'm doing. All I'm asking for here is a little human understanding. Now, do you think you might be able to give that to me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I never meant to upset you like this.
Oh, you didn't upset me, son. It was that lying preacher man that upset me.
What did he say to you?
It's not what he said to me, it's what I said to him.
Well, look, whatever it was, you just forget about it, all right? Now, come on. I want you to concentrate on just getting better.
Oh, man, you're such a good boy, Cord. Father couldn't ask for a better son than you.
Yeah, well, a son couldn't ask for a better pa either.
I did my very best. I hope there's not anything that I left out, and hope that you'll forgive me if I did.
Are you kidding me, Pa? There is nothing that you left out. You were always there for me every time I needed you. You know, I bet you don't remember this one time. I was just a little kid. I don't even know how old I was. But I remember waking up one night. I had a bad dream or something like that. And you came in my room because I was screaming, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. You came in, you picked me up, and you held me real tight and real close. I tell you, Pa, I never felt safer than that my whole life.
We had a pretty good life. You and me and your mom.
Listen, you talking like it's all over. I got news for you, pal. You're going to be around for a lot of years yet. You and Ma are going to grow old together.
Oh, she's such a beautiful woman, your mom. Did I ever tell you when I met her? I was over in Juarez. I went across from El Paso, and I was looking for a little excitement over there. And about all the excitement they had over there was, at that time, was Americans getting divorced. So I wound up in an art gallery. And I was walking around there and getting pretty bored and everything. And walks this beautiful young Mexican girl. And I just couldn't take my eyes off of her. And so couldn't speak any Spanish. So I was following around the art gallery there. And I guess after a while she noticed me following around. So she came over to me and in Spanish started speaking to me. I sat there and I was nodding, saying see, and I was smiling, saying see, and didn't understand a word. And finally, she burst out laughing. She said in perfect English, she said, I was just asking why you were following me around this art gallery. And I said, well, I told her I was following her around because she was more beautiful than any of the paintings in the gallery. Huh? She must have liked what I said because we got married 6 weeks later. And 9 months later, you came along. Son, since that time, I've been the happiest man in the world. I ever tell you that story?
Oh, about 100 times. And I could probably hear it about 100 more. Oh, and you had one little mistake there, Pa. I didn't come along 9 months later. I was premature. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, of course. All this medication here fogs my brain. Court.
Yeah, Pa?
I want you to take care of your mom. I want you to go home. Go back to the ranch and run that ranch after I'm gone, son.
Paul, you stop talking like that. That damn Mitch Lawrence, he got you all depressed again, didn't he?
Oh, I thought I was in here to get my last rides.
Oh, man, I knew it. Don't worry about him, Pa. By the time I am finished with him, they're going to run that charlatan out of town on a rail.
Listen, son, I want you to just please stay away from him.
Don't worry, I'm not afraid of him.
Just please, for my sake.
Paul, there is nothing he can do to hurt me.
He's a dangerous man. Mark my words. He knows how to work people. He knows how to get things out of them.
Paul, look, all I'm doing is getting you all upset here again. I'm going to leave and let you get some rest. And don't you worry about Miss Florence, okay?
Come here. Come here. Come closer to me, son. No matter what anybody says, you know how much I love you, don't you?
Yeah.
You just remember this. No man was ever prouder of a son than I. No man.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, I gotta get up. I gotta call Maria. Mitch Lawrence, he knows.
Believe it, she practically threw me out.
Well, but what was her behavior?
You had to see it in person to believe it. It was like something or somebody has control over her mind.
See, that's just what I was telling you. It's like she's got a whole new personality now.
Well, let's let Cassie tell us. Maybe we'll get some clues to what's happening.
I got this message on my machine. It said she wanted to meet me at the Waterside Inn as soon as possible. When I arrived there, she was talking to Allison.
Allison, that's the warden's daughter.
Oh, right.
But where does she fit into the picture?
Well, Allison is Mitch's assistant. When Mitch is busy, she takes over for him.
So what, are they friends now or something?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, she's in like some kind of a trance. I've never seen her like this before.
That's exactly the way she was when she came back here from Mitch's.
She told me she wanted me to come back here to get her clothes for her.
What for?
She doesn't ever want to come home again.
Connie was right. I shouldn't have locked her in her room.
She said that it's because Mitch is some kind of messenger from God. I mean, I don't believe it.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Pete, do you think that she could be drugged or hypnotized or something?
I don't know. Whatever he's doing to her, the important thing is we've got to get her away from his influence.
If anybody can do it, Connie can.
I hope so, because otherwise... Damn it, I don't want to think about it. It's just so frightening.
Our family loves you, Joy.
Then why won't they let me live my own life?
Nobody is keeping you from that.
Why won't they let me work at the mission?
Because the mission is a front for Mitch Lawrence.
How can you say that when you don't even know what wonderful things Mitch is doing? Why, every morning he gets up and he goes to minister to the sick and to the needy at the hospital.
Joy, it is a scam for money and power. Don't you see that?
Mitch is doing God's work. And all you're doing is tearing it down.
Joy, let him do God's work. But that doesn't mean that you have to leave your family.
I feel like an outsider in my family. Everybody's always telling me what to do. Like I don't even have my own rights.
I know what it's like to be an outsider in the family. It's very painful. When Daddy died, I know that you felt more alone than anyone. But we all felt that. But you can't replace him with Mitch Lawrence. You can't.
Mitch understands me. And God has already forgiven him for what he did to Dad.
How do you know he's forgiven him for that? Has God been speaking to you lately?
No. Because Mitch told me, and I believe him.
Well, damned if I do.
He's already received my forgiveness.
Your forgiveness? So everything is fine in your mind?
Yes. I can talk to Mitch. Mitch understands me more than anyone. And he doesn't lock me in my room for trying to be true to my feelings.
Joy, when Mom died, I had to take care of you. I got you dressed in the morning. I took you to parties. I held you when you were scared. You know that I love you so much. And you know that you can trust me. Isn't that so, Joy?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, I'm going to hold my hand out to you. I want you to take it, and we're going to walk out of here together. Now, when we get home, you can talk to Dee Dee and Pete. You can tell them your feelings, and if you want to come back here, I promise I will not stop you. All I ask is that you give me your hand. Thank you, Joy.
What in hell are you doing here?
Well, your butler was kind enough to let me in.
I don't know what you told him, but he's itching to get himself fired.
Well, I told him that you'd sent for me. He seems to think I was here for some wedding. I don't know.
Okay. You lied yourself in here. Now you lie yourself the hell out of here.
Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind, Asa.
Let me tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, you are nothing but human scum. If I dug every rock out of my garden under it, would be better things than you'll ever be. I know why you're here, what you're trying to get at me. But I never want to see your miserable face on my property again.
Asa, where's your Christian charity?
It does not extend to murderers.
I wouldn't be so quick to condemn another man for his past sins when that man knows so much about yours.
Why do I suddenly get a feeling that I'm going to get the reason for this so-called visit?
You know, I really love this room. When I was in the penitentiary, I used to dream about living in a great big place like this. Must be a pretty heady feeling to have so much power that you can manipulate other people's lives.
Isn't that what you're trying to do with your so-called phony mission?
Oh, Brother Asa, I'm just a humble servant of the Lord.
All right, boy. You have danced around me long enough. Now you spit it out or get the hell out.
You like Mexican food, Ace? I'll bet you do. All you Texas guys like that hot stuff, don't you? If I'm not mistaken, you had a Mexican cook. What was her name? Maria, wasn't it? Would you like me to close the doors?
There's no need to. And I don't recall any Maria.
Oh, sure you do. She had a daughter, lovely young thing. She was also called Maria, and she was about the same age as Clint. You sure you don't remember Maria? Well, Maria, the younger Maria, and your son Clint fell in love.
The scenario is starting to really bore me.
Well, stick around, the plot thickens in the second act. Anyway, seems that Maria gets pregnant. Her mother comes to the prospective granddaddy, a fine, upstanding gentleman named Asa Buchanan, and begs that these children be allowed to marry, for the sake of the baby, of course.
You're going to invent yourself a lot of trouble. You keep this up.
Well, I'll take my chances. Anyway, good-hearted Asa, in all his Christian charity, responds by threatening to have the entire family deported back to Mexico. He gives them a little money, though, to ease his conscience before he kicks them out of town. Am I keeping you interested?
No, you see, fairy tales bore the hell out of me, Mitch.
Oh, listen, I'm telling you, this third act is really good. You're going to like it. Anyway, Maria and her mother leave town. Maria gets pregnant. She has a beautiful baby boy. Grows up to be a fine-looking Texas guy like his daddy, Clint. Unfortunately, Clint's never told that he has a son.
Haven't you heard, Lawrence? Vicky is pregnant. That will be Clint's firstborn.
You know, my story's a lot more interesting than yours. I got a Bafo finish for you. You're gonna love it. Maria's boy, Clint Buchanan's son, comes to Landview. And guess who gives him a job? Right, his very own father. Pretty good plot twist, don't you think? Clint doesn't even know that he's hired his own son, Cord Roberts. Jeez, I wonder what's going to happen when Clint finds out that his own daddy kept his son from him.
I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. A certain ex-convict preacher is going to die a very painful death.
No, I doubt that.
The least. Go back to prison for extortion and libel.
You know, I don't frighten Asa because you got to remember I know all the tricks. In my former sinful life, I practiced all of them.
I just bet you did.
The one thing I learned is that you can never run away from your sins. You're not going to be able to squirm out of this one, Asa. Not without an ace in the hole.
Oh, I got an ace, boy.
Oh, yeah? Hey, I'd love to see it.
You are looking at it, pig.
Joy, heed the messenger. You stay away from my sister. Joy, please come with me.
No.
Joy, don't throw everything away. Come home.
I am home. Wherever Mitch and the mission of God is, that's my home from now on.
We care about you. We love you.
You love my physical self. Only Mitch and the people at the mission love my soul. Connie, I'm going to do God's work now. That's all that's important from now on.
Joy, you are doing Mitch Lawrence's work. He is using you and everybody else.
I don't want to listen to this.
Joy, please, I'm begging you.
You heard what she said. I think you better leave now.
Don't you ever tell me to leave, you hypocrite.
Be your own person, Joy. Heed the messenger.
Yes, I will, with all my heart.
Oh, my God, she is brainwashing you. Don't you see that? She's out to destroy you.
You're out to destroy me.
Joy, for your sake, for Daddy's sake, please come home with me before it is too late, please.
No.
I'm going to ask you one more time.
Go away. Leave me alone.
Okay. I help you, though.
There now. I know that it's difficult to separate yourself from your family, but I want you to realize that soon you're going to be with our family, and it will be like your family never even existed before. Only Mitch and God will be important.
You haven't answered my question, Clint. Will you give me a chance to prove that I can be your friend?
Yeah, I'll give you a chance. But I want you to know right out front, Tina, that I'm not sending up any rockets about you being in the family. Or about your marriage to Richard, for that matter.
Fine. But I will be a very good wife to Richard.
A good wife. Loving wife would have had a nice ring to it.
And I will be a very loving wife to him, too.
Oh, well, hell, there you are. Now we can all live happily ever after, right?
Clint, something has got to be done about that phony evangelist. Hello, Tina.
Hello, Cord.
You were saying, as you came busting in here without knocking?
I thought you were alone.
Nevertheless, I would still like a little advance notice before somebody comes charging into my office.
Yeah, well, I'm real sorry, Clint, but Mitch Lawrence has about pushed me to the end of my limit. I'm ready to take that phony collar of his and just shove it down his throat.
Cool down, cowboy, cool down. Now, what's got you so all hot and bothered about Mr. Lawrence?
I found him over at the hospital in my pa's room, giving him his phony missionary routine. He had him thinking that he was there to give him last rites. Clint, something has got to be done about this guy.
Well, now, look, we're trying. As a matter of fact, I'm on my way to the city room with a blockbuster editorial about him. In fact, why don't you wait here? We'll talk when I get back. I'll stick by what I said, Tina.
I feel the same way about Mitch.
Is that what you're doing here? Helping Clint build a case?
No, I had to talk to him about something personal. I wanted to thank him.
I thought you and the Buchanans didn't get along too well.
Well, they're going to let me have my wedding at Landfair.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess your choice of Richard over me was the best decision after all, huh? Because you're finally going to get everything you ever wanted, Tina. Good-looking husband, who's got plenty of money and a great position. And on top of it all, you're going to be accepted right back into the bosom of the family. You can have it all. Except for the one thing that really matters. You don't love him, Tina. I know you don't. And without love, all you've got is emptiness.
It's not true. I love Richard, and he loves me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe he does. But not like I do, Tina. No man ever will. And you can tell yourself all day and all night that you love him. But it won't work. You look at me. You look at me right in the eyes and you try to tell me that you don't love me.
Cord, please stop this.
Tina, it will never stop. The way that we feel about each other, this love we feel, we're never going to have that for anyone else. You know it. I don't know what's happening. I used to be such a winner, you know, until now. It's like everything is slipping away. First Tina, and my pa.
Hey, we all go through times like that, Cord. Hell, it wasn't that long ago I thought I'd lost Vicky forever. Now we're back together and got a baby on the way.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. I know you're trying to give me hope, but I'm going to have to bite the bullet alone on this one.
Well, we all have to bite the bullet sometime. I just want you to know that if you need somebody to talk to while your daddy's sick, or if you just want to go out and raise some hell, give me a holler. I'm here for you.
You know something, boss man? You were about one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
taking a hell of a chance, boy. Threatening to blackmail a man with a gun on you.
Blackmail? Did I say anything about blackmail?
If it's not blackmail, what the devil are you coming over here with a cockamamie story that Cord is Clint's son?
Cockamamie? Were you denying it?
You're damn right I deny it, you fool.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, because I came here hoping that you would repent for the sin you committed against your son, and that you would turn to the Lord for forgiveness.
Wait a minute. You expect me to believe you came over here to save my everlasting soul?
Exactly. I shared my knowledge of your secret so that I could set you on the path to righteousness.
Whose path to righteousness?
Why, God's.
I gotta hand it to you, Mitch. I can see how you got those poor miserable suckers to follow you. You're slick, you are. That makes you real dangerous. You've had your fun, boy. Now get down to the nitty-gritty. What do you want?
Nothing. For now.
And later?
Well, there may come a time when I might need your help. To do God's work, of course.
Or the devil's.
I just want to make sure that I can turn to you in my need. In the meantime, my little secret will be safe with me.
What little secret is that? What is going on?
Nothing, Vicky. I was cleaning my guns and old Mitch paid me a surprise visit. Wants to set me on the path of righteousness.
And you stood here and listened?
Well, as two old sinners, Asa and I have a lot in common.
I told him he was wasting his time, Vicky.
Well, that remains to be seen.
I was under the impression you were not welcome in this house.
It doesn't matter. As long as we're all welcome in the house of God. You might want to remember that, Asa.
What did he want?
I told you, some nonsense. He came over about saving my sinful soul.
I don't believe you. What is our little secret?
Our little secret? I never heard that.
Oh, Asa, come on. If there's one thing I've learned in all these years, it's how to tell when you're lying. Now, Mitch Lawrence in this house, and you threatening him with a gun? I have to wonder, Asa, what does he know that's so awful that he could use it to blackmail a man as powerful as Asa Buchanan,
huh? Dorian, please.
Oh, my goodness, fellas.
I just need a couple
Excuse
of more...
me, wake up. It's time to work.
Dorian.
Really, do we have to
listen,
block the entrance? Oh, my, did you know that the United Daughters of Liberty actually served soup to General Washington and his troops at Valley Forge? Fascinating stuff.
That's wonderful. Now, look, if you just let me finish touching you up, we'll be fine.
Fine,
Dorian,
okay.
Dorian, I've got 13 United Daughters of Liberty. I was told we were going to have 12. I don't know what... What are you wearing?
A dress. Will you excuse me? Leo wants to finish up my makeup.
You were going to wear the Betsy Ross costume.
Forgive me, but it was a really corny idea. I've decided it is not necessary for us to put on some sort of masquerade.
It was your idea. I mean, the theme of this week's show, you know, liberty, freedom.
Exactly, so I have the freedom to choose my clothes.
Excuse me, but what's the big deal?
Exactly.
Oh, well, it's no big deal. We just have to readjust all the lights, get the 13 United Daughters back in their street clothes all before we go on the air. That's all.
There is no need for you to start another revolution over this.
Oh, well, let me tell you something, Dorian, about these changes
Dorian,
that are going...
You've got to talk.
I'm sorry, we have something of a
It's
crisis
about
here.
Paul Kendall. I found him.
You know something, darling? I have had it. I have absolutely had it with your father. He just lied right to my face. I went to his house to talk to him about something. Do you know who was standing right in the middle of his living room? Mitch Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Right.
What the hell was he doing there?
Well, when I walked in, he was standing very still and staring down the barrel of one of your father's pistols. Now, given the look of anger on your father's face and Mitch Lawrence's track record, I can only think of one thing that would bring those two together, and that's blackmail.
Oh, honey, that doesn't make any sense.
Nothing else does, because I heard Mitch say something about our little secret.
What could Mitch possibly have on Asa?
But you said my husband was resting comfortably. What happened? Something upset him? Well, no, I don't know what that could have been. Were you able to quiet him down? Oh, excuse me. Just a moment, please. Would you have Dr. Wallach call me, please, if there are any changes? And I'll get there.
there as soon as I can. Yeah, thank you. Yes?
What in the blue blazes are you up to, Maria?
What are you talking about?
Don't dare lie to me. Why did you tell Mitch Lawrence? Why did you go and blow everything sky high? Lawrence was in my house. He let me know in no uncertain terms that he is on to us. He knows that Clint is Cohen's real father. He knows that I paid off your mother to keep Clint from knowing.
I mean, how could he know all those things? No, there's no way.
There's no way is right. You told him.
Me?
Are you and that scum in this together to get a little piece of the Buchanan pie?
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Don't tell me it's just simple revenge.
Asa, you can believe this or not, but I have never talked to anybody about Clint or Cord.
How did Mitch Lawrence find out? By divine revelation?
How should I know? Or maybe you told him.
What?
Yeah, you're the one who's always buying and selling people, Asa, not me. How do I know that you didn't come over here ranting and raving just to cover up another one of your tricks?
Now, you listen to me, damn it. I did not say anything to Mitch Lawrence. And if you didn't, somebody did. Who?
Nobody else knows except you and me. Oh, no.
Oh, no, what?
The only other person who knows is my husband. It must have been Al.
You said Asa was holding a gun?
Yes, he was holding that pistol he says he took from some riverboat gambler in New Orleans.
Did Lawrence say anything?
Nothing. Just stood there smiling, a beatific smile. And then, of course, he topped it off by spouting some sort of religious garbage.
Honey, what makes you think that he's trying to blackmail Asa?
Because I don't believe your father would have let him in his house unless he'd had no other choice.
Maybe. I'd still like to hear what Asa has to say.
I'll tell you exactly what Asa has to say about it. A lot of meaningless double talk. When I pressed him further, he suddenly remembered an appointment, and he was out the door.
All right, honey, I'm not saying you're wrong. But maybe there was another reason why Mitch Lawrence went to the mansion. Maybe he didn't go there to see Paul at all.
And who?
Pamela.
Oh.
Yeah. Honey, Pam made a pretty hefty contribution to the Lawrence Mission Fund, didn't she? Maybe he went back there to hit her up for another donation.
That's exactly what Asa said as he ran away.
There you are.
Oh, come on, honey. That's much too convenient. Much too easy to pin the blame on Pamela. He was lying. I can tell when your father is lying. Mitch was there to confront him.
Why?
I don't know. That's why you have to go and talk to him.
Wait a minute. What makes you think he's going to give me a straight answer if he wouldn't give you one?
You're his son. I mean, if he can't confide in you, for heaven's sake.
That's what has me worried. Probably more worried than you. Honey, if he's being blackmailed, then that means there's already something that he isn't sharing with me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I was really hoping that Malakeva was the last of his dark secrets.
Well, I'm afraid that's wishful thinking. No, there's something else. There's something else he's keeping to himself. What the hell could it be? What could be so terrible that he wouldn't share it with his own son?
Did you get her? Did you bring her back? I'm sorry. I tried, you guys. Just want you to know that. I tried everything I could to get her out of there. But I almost had her. She wouldn't even look at me, though. She kept saying how she became her own person. She's found her own home, and she owes it all to Mitch.
Damn it, I swear if I'd been there.
No, it's a good thing that you weren't. What else happened?
Well, I let her talk first. But then I started talking about her real home and her real family. And I told her that there were lots of times where I hated it here myself. And that there were moments where I couldn't talk to my sisters and my uncle and even Daddy.
She listened to you?
Well, not at first. But I told her if she just came home, we would sit down and talk about it honestly and openly. And if she wanted to go back to the inn, we wouldn't stop her. I had her this close. I had her by the hand, and then that witch, Allison, showed up.
Allison believes anything Mitch tells her.
Well, she started saying all these messages, like, heed the messenger and become your own person. She's got like this weird spell over Joy.
Joy listens to Allison now?
Every time she said that, Joy let go of my hand, and she told me to leave her with her family.
Her what?
Well, that's what she's calling them now, Pete. Mitch and his followers are her newfound family. It's like she doesn't need us anymore.
Oh, Connie, I really thought you were going to be able to get her back here.
So did I.
I know she's not my sister anymore. She's like a stranger.
We can't blame Joy for that.
Well, I don't blame her. You know, the only explanation I have for this behavior is that she's been brainwashed. Well, how could Mitch Lawrence have that kind of power?
You know what scares me the most about all this? I've been doing a little reading on the kinds of mind control that these cults use, and they find a willing victim, they never let him go. Oh, no.
All right, listen, guys. Now, we got to find a way to get her out of the waterside inn.
You're absolutely right. We'll put our heads together, we'll come up with something, and we'll bring her back here.
Maybe we can get some people to help us, too.
You got it. We'll barge in there, we'll drag her out here, and we'll bring her back where she
Whoa,
belongs.
wait a minute. Who said about anything about using force?
Well, we got to get her out of there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, force. Come on, that's something you keep for a last desperate effort.
But, Pete, we've tried everything else.
I'm not convinced of that. And until I am...
Okay, wait. I will listen to an alternative solution. But I'm telling you guys right now, I am not going to sit here and do nothing. Not when Joy's in any possible danger.
Come on, don't keep me in suspense. Where did you find him? How in the world did you find him?
All right, you know that computer list of names that Paul Kendall and Maggie came up with? A little bit of computer network and some contacts that I have around the country, I was able to eliminate all but a few of the Paul Kendall. Then I came up with the real Paul Kendall, the man that threatened you down in San Carlos.
Where is he?
In a little place called Azur de la Mer.
I beg your pardon?
It's a little village in the south of France.
What on earth is he doing there?
Well, apparently living out his new life with his new family. At least that's what he tells me.
You mean you actually spoke to him?
Yes, just this afternoon. And I was talking to him about why I tracked him down there, and he was surprised and very concerned.
I'll just bet.
Dorian, I had to believe him. I mean, he assured me that he left the days in San Carlos far behind.
Including the threats he made against me?
Well, he says he regrets that very much.
So do I.
Dorian, he holds no grudge against you. All he wants to do is live out the rest of his life with the people that he loves.
That's easy for him to say, but does he mean it?
The man doesn't even own a passport. I checked that out. He had no way of getting into the country, let alone pulling those tricks against you.
Maybe he hired somebody to do it.
No.
Well, if he didn't, that hardly makes my day.
I know what that means. Somebody else was signing Paul Kendall's name to all those threats.
Somebody who either was or was not prompted by revenge. I mean, it could be anybody for any reason.
I'm afraid so.
It terrifies me even more than when it was Paul Kendall. At least when we thought it was Paul, there was some sort of a purpose behind the threats we had. And I'm really terrified now.
Dorian, take it easy. Look, what if I'll check the other list that we made up.
What list?
You know, the one with everybody that has some kind of a score to settle with.
The list is so long, and some of the people just have petty complaints against me.
It may be petty to you, but we're dealing with a sick mind here, remember? You don't know who might want to harm you. Dorian, it could be anyone.
Oh, back! I knew you'd come back. Oh,
I'm glad you're back. These two are about ready to go to drag you out of the water.
You were going to bring you back.
No need for that. Allison.
Good afternoon.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm here at Joy's request. Isn't that right, Joy? Allison is my friend.
Allison is your friend?
Yes. Joy and I have become very close now. We're here to pick up some of her clothes. Now, as for her worldly possessions... You can sell them or no, give them away.
Hold it. You are not going to sell or give anything away, Joy.
Joy no longer requires material possessions. All she needs now is God's love.
You hold it 1 minute here, young lady.
Dee, wait a minute.
This is my house.
Dee, what's the matter with you, both of you? Where's your manners? I know Harry raised you better than this. Come on in, please. Don't stand in the doorway. Come into our house.
Thank
Joy.
you.
So, Allison, you're Joy's new friend.
That's right. We won't take too long. We just need to go up to her room and get a few things, and then...
I do not have to be polite to this. You are not taking my sister anywhere.
Connie?
Connie, please. Don't make it harder on all of us.
Honey, we care about you. We want to talk things out and work things out with you.
Joy doesn't need you to understand. She's found a new peace that most of you have never felt.
I'm sure she has. And we really would like to hear about it. Could you tell us, Joy?
I have nothing to say. You can't make me stay here.
Why are you talking that way? We are not aliens that you should be afraid of.
I'm not afraid.
Well, then explain to us why you're going to let this woman take you away from us, the people that love you.
Joy knows who loves her.
Butt out.
Don't you, Joy? I know who loves me.
Joy, honey, please, will you please listen
Come
to
on,
us?
guys. Come on. Allison, you'll have to forgive us. We get a little excited. It's the Irish. Joy, look. We're not asking you to choose love of us over a more sacred love. I mean, we're really not. But we want to be a part of your life. What we'd like is maybe you could stay here for a while and spend some time. We could talk, we could have dinner. We could talk it out like the O'Neill family always did.
I have a family. I have a new family. And if Mitch asked me to, I might have to leave Landview and spread the word about his mission all over the country of ours.
Don't even say that. Stop talking that way.
Come on, Allison. I think we better go. The sooner the better, okay?
Okay.
Come on.
It doesn't make sense. How would Al know this Mitch Lawrence person, and why would he tell him anything about Cord?
He is your husband, tell me. Maybe he's trying to get even with Clint because he's the real father.
No, that's the way you think, Asa, not Al. There is no way that Al would share a family secret with a stranger.
Look, he may be a stranger to your fool husband, but he's no stranger to me. He's not going to stop till he takes us all down.
My husband is not a fool, and don't you blame him for your mistakes.
I am not the one who spilled the secret.
If it wasn't for your lies and your schemes, there wouldn't be any secret.
Oh, please, you're going to dredge it up? It is too late, lady.
Look, first you tried to blame Cord for coming to Landview, then me for following him, and now you're trying to blame a sick man for telling the truth. Asa, did you honestly think you could escape this forever? I mean, didn't you ever realize that your judgment day was bound to come?
You're going to be damn sure it's not coming now, not in the hands of Mitch Lawrence. If your husband had kept his mouth shut.
I don't want to hear one more word about my husband. Now, look, if he said something, there's got to be a reason.
Yeah, well, I sure as hell would like to know what that reason was. What if we're wrong? What if Al Roberts isn't the one who told Mitch?
You mean, you think that there might be someone else out there who knows that Clint is Cord's father?
It is possible. We will not know for sure until somebody talks to your husband.
Don't you even think about going near him.
Oh, you want things to stay as they are? Mitch Lawrence walking around, just waiting to stick a knife in our backs?
No. No. I'll go and I'll talk to Al myself.
Yes, you do that, and ask him one question. Why in tarnation did he do it? And what kind of a deal did he make with that devil?
Going on about family. Why does he suddenly feel he can't turn to us?
I wish I knew, honey. I wish I knew, but lately it seems like an old man is just keeping one secret after another.
What do you mean, there's more? Besides his dealings with Mitch Lawrence, whatever they might be?
What about that job offer he made to Cord Roberts? Huh? Sending him out to Arizona. Did you think that was a little peculiar?
Mm-hmm.
And what about his sudden endorsement of Richard marrying Tina? I mean, did he offer any explanation for that?
No. You think maybe there's a connection? Mitch, Cord, and a wedding?
Asa doesn't make any moves unless he's got a reason, honey. Now, what could seem like just a simple, innocent act to you and me could be part of some master plan that's running through his shifty little mind.
Thank goodness he's still sleeping.
For now, yes. But earlier...
Leslie, on the phone you said that my husband was upset about something.
I thought you might know what it was. He seemed to be doing just fine, and then his cardiac monitor registered an erratic rhythm. It was shortly after your son left the room.
Cord? My son Cord was here?
Not for long. His visits always seemed to do Mr. Roberts so much good, but this time...
Were you in the room? Did you hear what they were talking about?
Sorry, no. But immediately after your son left, Mr. Roberts called me in and demanded that I call you. He has said he had something urgent to tell you.
But you just called me a little while ago.
Oh, that was my decision. I felt it would be best if Mr. Roberts rested before he had another visitor. I hope you understand.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sure you did the right thing. Thanks.
You can wait down the hall till he wakes up.
Oh, I'd rather wait here. Would that be all right?
Whatever you'd like.
Thanks.
I'll be at the nurse's station if you need anything.
Okay. Al? Al? Can you hear me? Al? Al, I need to
talk to you. I need to know if you talked to Mitch Lawrence and why, and what would that man have to do with us? Did you tell him about Cord? Al, the nurse told me that Cord was here. Did you tell him the truth? Is that why you're so upset? Al? 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 Al, wake up! Al, wake up, please! Al?
Here's a cup of water for you. You feeling better?
Yes, a bit better, thank you. What's that? My enemy list?
Well, just some of the people that might have it in for Dorian Lord.
You know, that's what really worries me. I am a public person as well as a private person, and there could be any number of so-called celebrities who've been on my show who were offended by some question I asked them on air.
Yeah, but Dorian, we're not concerned with someone with a bruised ego. What we're looking for is someone with a bona fide reason to harm you.
Yes, but you said it yourself, didn't you? It could be a reason that it wouldn't be apparent to us, that simply exists in somebody's rather sick, tormented imagination.
No, you're exactly right. But that someone can't just be anyone.
Why not?
Well, because someone has to know you very well. They have to know exactly when to strike and how. And that puts us in striking distance, too.
Oh, how comforting.
And it has to be someone who has easy access to both your apartment and here at the studio. In other words, Dorian, someone who's very, very close to you.
Al, wake up, please. Please, Al, wake up. Al.
Where are you?
Al, thank God.
I was sleeping. I was in such a deep sleep.
I know. I thought I was going to have to kick you out of bed.
Thank God you didn't. I heard your voice calling me from so far away.
I know. I needed to talk to you, Al. I missed you so much. I just had to come back and tell you that.
Well, I'm glad you did, because there's something that I had to tell you, too.
No, it's so unimportant, and you seem so troubled.
I am troubled. Maria, I told somebody. I thought he was a minister. He had a collar. I thought I could confess everything, but the man turned out to be a fake. He tricked me into telling everything about Clint and Cord.
And you told him everything?
This fella knows the whole story. Who can say what he's going to do with this information?
Doesn't matter, honey. He's a stranger. I mean, what does he care about you and me and Cord anyway? And you know what? I bet you that he's already forgotten that confession.
If only Cord had gotten there just a little sooner.
Did Cord hear you?
No. He came in after. He's the one that told me that the man with the collar was a fake preacher.
Well, it doesn't matter, honey. The only thing that matters is that Cord doesn't know that he is Clint Buchanan's son.
Well, we can't keep it from him any longer, Maria.
We have to, Al. We have to.
Now, if we don't tell him, then he's going to find out from somebody. He's bound to find out from somebody like this guy. This guy, Mitch Lawrence. And Mitch Lawrence is going to take that story and he's going to twist it around in every way to make people work for him and to use it to his own advantage. And I'm not going to go to my grave with that on my conscience, Maria, now. Maria, you have to please help me tell Cord who he really is before it's too late.
If you don't sit still, I can't capture you.
Captured. I've been captured. I've been hogtied. I've been skinned alive.
Sit.
Oh, Pamela!
Asa, I've been trying to finish this sketch for weeks. Now, you promised me. Today is the day. Thank you. I don't understand why you get so riled over things you have no control about.
Those are the things that rile me. Mitch Lawrence cannot be controlled.
Oh,
You know what that phony Bible thumper has? A fuse to a time bomb. He decides to light it, pow, the whole Buchanan family are blown to kingdom come.
No, wait, hold it right there. I like that.
Are you listening to one thing I'm saying?
Of course I am listening to you. And as usual, I think you're blowing everything a little bit out of proportion.
Is that a fact?
Yes, you keep assuming that Mitch Lawrence intends to do this family harm.
He got the information from Al Roberts, didn't he?
Didn't use the information, did he?
Not yet.
Come on, he was over here today. I mean, did he threaten you? I mean, did he even hint at blackmail?
Not in so many words.
Well, and what makes you think he's going to?
I know the man, for heaven's sakes.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, you don't know the man now. I mean, you keep seeing Mitch Lawrence as a swindler, as a killer. Asa, he's changed. He's a truly repentant soul.
That does it. That does it. I've heard enough about Mitch Lawrence and his non-existing soul.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just said I was raised to believe that every man is capable of redemption, darling, including you.
I want to tell my very naive wife, redemption may be done very quickly in Malakeva. In Landview, you have to earn it. Mitch Lawrence will never, and I repeat, never earn it. If this was the damn Garden of Eden, you'd tell me the serpent had bad press and he's just misunderstood. Now, why don't you help the hell back to Malakeva with your father, the good reverend, and leave this poor sick soul alone to see what he can do? Pamela, what are you doing?
I am not going anywhere. And I don't really think you want me to, do you?
No, I didn't mean to do that.
I know exactly how you're feeling right now. You feel like your whole world is just hanging off the edge of a cliff. And you're about to lose the thing that you prize the most.
What if Clint finds out? What if I really lose him?
Honey, you are not going to lose Clint. I promise you I won't let that happen. And you can send me back to Malakeva. You can start to scream and yell all you want. But I'm not going anywhere. I am going to help you through this. Now, did you hear that, Mr. Buchanan?
I'm very sorry I lost my temper. I think I do need you now more than I ever needed you.
Oh, honey, I know that. I know. And that's why I'm not going anywhere. We're going to get through this together, Asa.
Oh, honey, how much I want to believe that. But I just keep thinking that I'm really living on borrowed time.
No, I'm not trying to frighten you, Dorian. I just want you to understand what we're up against.
Dorian. 4 minutes to air.
Oh, dear. All right, I'm coming. You know something? I just had an idea, Johnny.
We can't wait till after the show.
No, because what if the idea is before the show? I'm going to go on the air, and I'm going to make an announcement, an appeal to the public to help me find this person who's been threatening me.
No.
Wait a minute, I'll even appeal to the person themselves to turn themselves in to get help.
Dorian, you'll be making a big mistake if you do that.
I don't know. We've got to flush this person out of hiding.
Yeah, well, what if instead of flushing him out, you push him over the edge? What if he stops making threats and comes after you this time?
It's a chance I'm going to have to take. Besides which, I've got you to protect me, don't I?
Dorian, come on, let's go. Excuse me, Mr. Russell, but we're way behind schedule, all right?
John, don't leave the studio. I want you here. I want you to hear the announcement that I'm going to make.
Excuse me, what announcement?
It's nothing to worry you, all right? I'm going to make a brief personal announcement at the top of the show before I interview the guest.
Another personal announcement.
Jim! This is my television show. This is my television station, remember?
It doesn't mean you can change the schedule like you change the shade of your lipstick.
I beg your pardon.
Dorian, I was hired to produce a responsible television show, not babysit your personal plaything.
It is a wonder I give you any responsibility at all. You fall apart at the slightest change of plan. I wouldn't let you babysit a real baby.
Well, believe me, I'm getting plenty of practice.
You know, it is no wonder that you're nothing more than a glorified gopher. And you will always be, because you have an attitude problem, sir.
My problem is Dorian Lord. And the only reason I don't rise higher in this organization is because you keep passing up my promotion.
Yes, for good reason.
Excuse me, you two. Don't you have a show to do?
As a matter of fact, we do. I seem to be ready. Crew seems to be ready. It's all up to Her Royal Highness. Excuse me.
You know, he really should learn to control his temper.
You don't exactly make it easy, you know.
Patty! Yes, please. Thanks a lot. Would you mind stepping aside?
By all means, I'll break a leg.
Oh, don't say that. Someone may hear you. Makeup!
All right, quiet on the set now. We're going on the air.
Leo, oh dear.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dorian Lord, and welcome to View on Landview. Before I bring out my very special guests, I have an announcement to make. One which I'm sure you will all agree is terribly important. For some time now, I have been the victim of a cruel and systematic strategy of terror. Its purpose has been a mystery to me, as has been the identity of the person or persons behind it. But the time has come for me to say enough is enough.
Well, I think that about does it. Yes, we should be getting back now, Joy.
Sweetie, did you hear what we said to you before? Did any of that get through to you at all?
Can't you see? I'm not your kid sister anymore. I have a purpose in my life. A much higher purpose. If only you guys would understand this.
But honey, if you walk out that door, we might never see you again.
Well, only God would know that.
No, this is in Mitch Lawrence's hands. Hey, Joy, you know, we've had our arguments and our fights. Every family has those. Every real family.
I told you, I have a real family now.
No, we are your family. Look at us. We're flesh and blood. We love you.
Love does not blind or ensnare. Love sets us free.
Amen.
Oh, for God's sake, those aren't even your words that you're speaking. You're like a puppet. You're using their words.
Why are you listening to them? You're throwing your whole life away.
This is my life.
There are none so blind as those who will not see. Leave them in their misery, Joy.
Oh, you shut up, Sam and Joy. I've tried to understand you. I've tried to reason with you. I'm sorry. You're not going anywhere. No!
Now, please, can we talk about this later?
We may not have a chance later. Now, Maria, let's just stop kidding ourselves, all right? I'm dying, and I'm not going to take this lie to the grave with me.
Al, you're going to recover. And then when the time comes, we can...
Time's come. Don't you think that we've done enough damage already, hanging on to the lie all these years?
But nobody's been hurt.
Everybody's been hurt, especially Cord. He's trusted us. He's believed in us. We have kept him from knowing who he is all of these years.
He is our son, yours and mine.
Yeah, he is also Clint Buchanan's son. If he learns that from anybody but us, then he may never forgive us.
Don't say that, Al.
Maria, honey, listen to me. I'm begging you. Now, please, if you ever cared about me, and if our love ever meant anything to you, then help me, Maria. Help me. Help me tell Cord who he really is.
All right. I will, Al. I'll do anything you want, okay? I'm gonna call Cord and ask him to come down.
Now, Maria. Now. Nurse.
Yes?
I have a paper and pad over there. Pencil. Please get it one. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I need an envelope.
I'll get one for you. the banner. He's out on a photo call, and even if I tried to track him down, it would be too late. Visiting hours would be over.
Maria, don't you see?
I see that you're too tired and you're too weak to deal with this now. Al, please, honey, can we do this in the morning?
No. Tonight.
Al, I promise you. I promise I'll get Cordy here tomorrow, and then we'll tell him everything, okay?
Okay. In the morning. But you swear to me, Maria.
I swear to you, Al, I swear. We'll be here.
There's so many things I've got left to say. Not just to Cord, but you too. I never regretted a minute that we had together. Never for a minute. If I could do it just all over again, I'd do everything exactly the same way. Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. I always have. And I always will.
I love you too, Al, and I always will. Now look, I've been here much too long, and you've got to get some sleep. Now, Cord and I will be here tomorrow, first thing in the morning. You go to sleep.
Te amo.
Buenas noches.
Goodbye, Maria. Dear Cord, I might never get the chance to tell you in person. So this will have to do.
Dee Dee, let me go.
Come on, Joy. Go with her.
I can't
Come on.
Don't leave me like this. We'll talk about it. We'll get that working out. Please.
She didn't even look back. I can't believe she didn't even shed a tear. No, I can't believe that she's out of our lives for good. I won't believe that.
Damned if she is.
But I thought that you said we should...
I know what I said. That was for her benefit and for Allison's. But I'm not about to give up without a fight.
Well, what are we going to do? You saw her. You saw what Mitch did to her.
Mitch programmed her. We deprogrammed her.
Well, how can we? I mean, if she's living over at the inn...
Yeah, and you were the one that said we aren't going to use...
I know what I said. You guys were right. There's only one way. We've got to get her alone. We're going to have to kidnap her.
All right.
No.
Talking.
Wait. We just can't go in there. We don't...
I know that. I'm way ahead of you. Believe me. We're not the first family that's had to face a difficulty like this. And I want to tell you something. We're family. And we're sticking together. And we're going to fight like hell. Now, come on, you sit down. I'll tell you exactly what I got in mind, all right? All right.
And I want to thank my guests, the United Daughters of Liberty, for reminding us just how much we owe that proud lady who holds the torch for all of us. And I want to thank all of you for your help in finding and capturing the sick, demented person who has been threatening not just me, but this entire community. So until tomorrow, this is Doreen Lord, thanking you for your time. Until next time.
Okay, that's a wrap. Dorian, I want to speak to you for a minute about your announcement.
You don't need to lecture me, all right? Really. Do you have any idea how much it took to bear the torment I've been living through on the air?
Hope the hell you know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing. I know I took a chance, but at least I am doing something positive about this.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Indeed.
I'm going to let the DA's office know what's going on.
Oh, please tell Herb about this. If he finds out on his own, he's going to want to lecture me, too.
Take care of that, but after I take you home, I'm not letting you out of my sight.
Oh,
yeah. That was some announcement. Look at that. I still have goosebumps.
Oh, Leo, get her makeup off fast for me, will you? I want to get her home before the town hears all about this.
Oh, all right. And you don't need to hover over me. I have Leo to take care of me.
I'd like to see someone try to harm her while I have my trusty makeup case.
You know, I keep a spare gun in there.
I know. I've noticed. Oh, what don't you call her? Get that over with now, all right?
All right, so hurry up, huh?
All right. You heard the man. Let's not keep him waiting.
Come on, we'll do it right over here. What? You're lucky to have such a loyal protector. Let's just hope we don't need him.
You and me both.
You know, you were really something going public with that terrifying story.
Leo, I have no choice. I have been tormented and tortured by this. There just comes a time when you have to put up your hand and say,
"Oh, my hand!
Leo, what is it?
My hand is burning! My God, my hand is burning! Really? Help somebody! Please, my hand! What is it? What is it? The cold cream! There's something in the cold cream! My God, it's acid!
Get to the hospital!
My car's right